podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
Hi, this is Michael Buffer, and you're listening to the Voice of the People. Let's get ready for Boxing Voice.
Every day I'm hustling, 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 hustling. Every day I'm hustling, 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 every day I'm.
Are you with me?
Sky's the limit, baby.
BoxingVoice.com.
We don't fight for rings and stuff like that. I don't fear anyone.
En este deporte no se viene a jugar y no le tengo miedo a nadie.
We don't come to play in this sport. I fear no one in this sport.
That means that you will fight Triple G later this year.
Como lo dije en la pelea pasada, ahorita mismo me vuelvo a poner los guantes.
As I said in the last fight, right now I'll put on the gloves again.
¡Viva México!
Canelo wants to unify all the titles.
When did you realize, Andy, that you could take his power?
Because of the Mexican warrior that I am, I got that Mexican blood in me, so talking about the Mexican style, I just proved it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Ain't no other sight in the game can see the boxing voice.
What up, what up, what up, what up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. I am your host, Nestor Gibbs, and we are back to discuss Tszyu dominating Tony Harrison, finishing him by stoppage in the 9th round. And Tim might have sent the statement. He feels he sent the statement to Jermell, Charlo, and to the rest of the division, and maybe that's the case. He did look dominant. I am eating my crow nice and early, so if you predicted that Tony would get the upset, don't be shy. We got some crow for you. Yeah, we got plenty of crow for you guys over here, so come on down. Don't forget to join us and hit that thumbs up button if you're coming to youtube.com/The Boxing Voice. And go ahead and vote on our poll, which already has more likes than we have, has more votes than we have likes, right? Like, I'm asking you guys, Tszyu dominates and KOs Tony Harrison. Does he beat Jermell Charlo, undisputed champion? 51% believe, 52% believe Charlo wins by knockout. 18% believes he wins by decision. 25% believes he wins, Tszyu wins by KO. And 6% believes Tszyu wins by decision. I don't know, maybe my audience, American-based audience, is probably being a little bit biased here. I don't know. You're heavily picking Jermell, overlooking, I would say, Tim, especially coming off the back of such a good performance. But I wouldn't fault you for that because a lot of people are saying the same. They're saying there's no way, based off yesterday's performance, that Tim can handle a Jermell Charlo. We'll have to see. We'll have to see. Tony thought he would be able to outbox and keep at bay Tszyu. That ain't the case. That's not what took place. That ain't what happened. Instead, Tony took some very thunderous shots. Some shots that I didn't even think he needed to take. Let's be real, right? Like, he took so many right hands. Like, it was like his computer reboot. You know what I mean? Like he had it on and dropped it out his hands at like chest level, and that laptop just bounced off the ground and went black. That's kind of what happened. He just shut down, and those right hands just kept raining on him. And he wouldn't do nothing. He wouldn't do anything. He did not. He couldn't block him. He couldn't block him. Credit to him. He passed that sobriety test with flying colors. I thought they was about to let that fight continue, I swear. I mean, the way he did that, I thought for sure they were going to let it continue. I'm glad that they didn't, this was it for Tony, in my opinion, you know. This was his last hurrah. This was the one we rolled out. Kind of like when Broner fought Pacquiao. He's like, oh, this for the hood, and everybody believed him. I think this is it, you know, for Tony. I think from here, you know, he's just got to continue to be a trainer, man, and be a great trainer. But he said it himself, he can't just get up for any fight. And the fights at this level, I don't know that he has the punch resistance to continue getting in the ring with guys like Tszyu or up-and-coming guys, you know. He sparred Conwell in preparation for this, but imagine Conwell. If Tszyu can do that, guys like Conwell, I don't know. It's just not a good thing, you know. I'm wondering if maybe it should be time for Tony to call it quits with this boxing thing and maybe hang it up, because it ain't looking too good for him, you know. Even this performance, right? I think the scorecards at the end were 75-77. But the fight he wasn't doing enough, in my opinion, to get a win. He wasn't doing enough to get a win. So, yeah, man, I would like to see Tony ride off into the sunset and keep being great, keep being a trainer. But looks like we got some people ready to give us their opinion on this weekend's boxing. Corner Man Boxing, what up? Corner Man, let it connect. See how long that's going to take. All right. Are you there? Are you there? Give me 1 sec. Let me disconnect and reconnect. All right. What about now? Give me a mic check. Can you unmute? Corner Man Boxing.
Yo, what it do, Ness, man? What it do?
How are you, brother? I hear you. Talk to me.
Hey, bro, I done told you, bro, back I hit you up on Instagram, told you I was coming out here for the fight. The shit was beautiful, man. I'm in the airport now. I'm ready to fly back home to the States. I'm going to sit back and say, like, Tony Harrison looked good, right? For the game plan that I believe that he had, he couldn't keep up with him. He's an older dog with a newer pup, you know. You know, he rolled the ropes, whatever. Tony did good. And I think, if anything, we should just appreciate him for what he's contributed to the sport. This shit, it hurts, but it's one of the things that you say, like, I hate that you say it, but it's a true statement that you make. You can't be a fan of man. You got to be a fan of the sport. And I knew while watching it, that 9th round, I was just hoping that he was going to clinch, hold him or whatever, just to, like, try to get back on his foot, whatever. But that shit didn't happen. And it just went down the way that it did. I think within the past couple, like 3 events that I've been to, I had a pleasure of being able to talk to bro, whatever. And dude's been in a good headspace, man. Like, he's really been in a good headspace. I called bro out there in London with the Bumgardner, the KMA fight. I caught him out there in New York with the Bumgardner and whatever the young lady from France. Like, dude's been in a good headspace. So coming out here to Australia to see him do this, you know, good headspace. But I just think, you know, the miles is up on him. You know, and his brother said it best in the interview. Like, you know, he doesn't want to see his brother go through this anymore. I don't believe that he should be a gatekeeper. I believe he has more to contribute to the sport of boxing, you know, as in being a trainer, you know. But that's it for me, man. You know, I love what y'all do. Keep doing what you do. Later.
Appreciate it. Quarterman Boxing, thanks for the check-in. Mad Bent 100, you were in the queue, but you took yourself out. Let me know when you're ready. We going out to Khalid. What up?
What up, yo? Yo, all right, check it out. Watch the fight. very interesting fight. I think, like my man said, Tony Harrison didn't look bad. Like, he didn't look bad. He just, like that jab, like the power wasn't enough to keep Tim Tszyu off of him. You know what I'm saying? And I don't think he came behind with the 1-2 enough, to just kind of keep him off of him. He did look a little older. Tim Tszyu looked like the bigger man. But Tony, shout out to Tony. But, man, Tim Tszyu, bro. And then you know what? I had watched the Goucher fight. I was like, all right, yeah, Tim Tszyu do put punches together. You know what I'm saying? He's a big guy. He a pressure fight. He going to walk you down and all that. But, I wasn't expecting that. That was kind of a dominant performance. That was impressive. You know what I'm saying? And he did what he said he was going to do. He said, yo, in the ninth round, I'm turning it up. And he turned it up. And he looked sharper. He looked like he had a good game plan. He looked big. Hey, yo, how much you think he weighed in the ring, bro? How much? He looked big.
Who, Tszyu?
How much you think he weighed? Tszyu. How much you think he weighed in the ring game, like fight night?
170, 172
Hell
maybe.
Yeah. Hell yeah. He looked bigger than Tony. He was, and then I thought that maybe
Tony
had
got a
chance
thin
to- I really
frame
like
though.
Yeah, he do. He do got a thin frame. But I thought maybe when they was kind of, because it was maybe the 8th round, he was kind of, fighting in him a little bit. They was kind of closer up fighting. I thought maybe they could have switched to that because he looked like he was holding up in that. But, that ring was small, bro. That ring, but it's like A-side shit, though. But that ring was small. Tony took 2 steps back on the ropes. He couldn't move how he wanted to move. So that ring was small, but A-side shit. All right, but last thing, man. Shout out Tim Tszyu. But I'm still rolling with Charlo. I still think Charlo. Now, I don't think that Charlo going to just beat him up. Like, before I saw Tim Tszyu fight, I'm like, yo, Charlo going to mop him this light work. No. Tim Tszyu is a live dog. He game, but I don't think Tim Tszyu is defensively sound enough. Like, I think he's gonna eat a lot of punches, and that Charlo power is different from that Tony Harrison power. So I'm still rolling with Charlo, but if Charlo got some family issues, head ain't right, hand hurting the wrong way, it could go the other way. But I'm gonna go with Charlo. And in fact, I ain't gonna even go knockout. I'm gonna say that go the whole thing. I'm gonna say you're gonna have to win by decision. Even though Charlo got way more power than Tony, I'm gonna still go with the decision. Tim Tszyu is game. Tim Tszyu game. But that's my call, man. I appreciate it, bro. Hey, real quick, before you let me go. Thank you, bro. I was looking forward to this weekend recap, bro. Checking the phone. I appreciate you, bro. You're a hard worker, man. You was on the pod for 6 hours the other day, man. Shout out to you, bro. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Appreciate it. Nah, man, I love it just as much as y'all. I'm just glad I found y'all to be able to do it. You know what I mean? Like, people be asking me, like, yo, you gonna do your Sunday show? And I'm like, yeah. I don't watch football. I don't watch all that other shit. So I be happy for y'all, man. Happy for Mad Bent. You know what I'm saying? Happy for all the people that's willing to call in on a Sunday and then y'all not watching other sports and instead y'all want to talk about the greatest sport on this planet. What up, champ?
Can you hear me?
Mm-hmm.
All right, man. First off, thanks for the Sunday show. It's like a good old day. Sunday afternoon at the boxing point.
Appreciate
it. Was
it.
A dominant performance by Tim Tszyu. I picked Tony, but Tim Tszyu showed up. I'm going to say this. Tony did good, like everybody been saying. He did good, but he looked kind of old. Like his energy seemed kind of slow. It wasn't like the Garcia fight. It wasn't like any of the Charlo fights, the first or the second. His energy seemed kind of, not up. It looked like he was trying. I expected him to make the adjustment like he did in the second Charlo fight, where he went on the inside, and he did that like for a moment in the fight, and he was doing well, but he never went back to it. He tried to go back to moving and boxing, and it was a result. But Tim Tszyu, he showed a little speed, timing, I would say, and he showed the pop. But I think if he goes against my second favorite fighter, after Javante, the knockout artist, the young Jermell, so, well, not young, they're twins, but Jermell Charlo, I think he's going to get stopped. Because like the other caller said, he's not very defensive. No, he's not very defensive. He counterpunches, but that head stays on the line a lot. So it's getting popped from that jab. And then when Tony decided to throw uppercuts, but he was very reactive with his counterpunches on Tony. But Tony energy seems off. Maybe it was the flight. Maybe he just didn't know. I don't know, but Tszyu looked good. But I picked Charlo for a knockout. And I made money because I hedged my bet. I picked the round for the knockout for Tszyu. I had to come late because historically, when Tony loses, it's always 9, 10, 11 round. He gets gas and he gets stopped. So I hedged my bets. I made some money. Thank you, Diego Pacheco. I made some money. Thank you, Campbell Hatton. I parlayed three bits with Campbell to go decision, and they all did. So I made some money over the weekend. And thank you for the show, Ness. That's my call.
All right, man, Bent. Thank you for calling in. And yeah, man, I'm pretty mad. I didn't make any money. You know, we all know I went with Tony. I picked with my heart and the odds. You know, I chose the odds and my heart. So yeah, man. And it sucks because I had that shit parlayed with a couple of other people, even Brandon Figueroa. So we just needed Tony to get the win, and it would have took us over the top. It would have been a lovely win with some lovely return. But I like that fight, man. We've been talking about that. I don't know that that's something that Berlanga wants, OTKP, but I see OTKP in the chat saying Berlanga Pacheco right now, but I don't know that Berlanga wants that. You know, he's looking for bigger names. And I think he's getting it. I think that's why Triple G vacated his belt. Remember, you heard me say it here. I think that's why Triple G vacated his belt. I think the Zone offered him big money to fight Berlanga. And, you know, Berlanga's probably young enough, brings enough to the table that, you know, he probably could get a rematch. And, you know, sometimes you don't need a belt, right? Like, look at Ryan and Tank. They fighting with no belt. Gotti Ward, them dudes made their trilogies, and nobody cared about belts. But we got callers on Blog Talk. If you're there, you're ready to rock and roll, you got to press 1. I see David Maldonado, and I see some other New York City 917s. Go ahead and hit that one time. That's going to let me know you're ready to rock and roll. Same thing on Discord. Go ahead and raise your hand. We rocking out on Twitter, too. The links are pinned on the live chat right here on youtube.com/The Boxing Voice if you want to join us. Brandon, Cincinnati, what up?
Yo, Ness, what's good, my guy?
Chilling.
Tony Harrison. I knew exactly what Tony thought he was going to do. Tony thought he was going to jab, pivot, control the pace of the fight for 8 or 9 rounds.
Motherfucker ain't pivot once.
Yeah, he was going to slow the Tszyu's output down, punch output down, pivot, jab, control the, you know, pace, control the distance, be cute, and put rounds in the bank. But after the first round, Tszyu was on his ass. I knew after the first round that plan wasn't going to work because, like the other caller said, it was a combination of the ring being super duper small. Like he said, Tony take 2 steps back, he on the ropes, and he's sitting there. And it was also Tszyu's timing is really good. His speed is underrated. Timing is really good, and he put his shots together very, very well. So I think the judges, we were all talking about Tony going over there and getting robbed, perhaps. I think the judges had the scorecards closer than me. Shit, I only gave Tony maybe 1 or 2 rounds.
Hell yeah. People was trying to disrespect my scorecard. Judges had that shit. 3 judges had it 75-77 with the knockdowns, right? They counted the knockdowns or nah?
Nah, not with the knockdowns, because the knockdown, it would have had to go to the end of that round before them to score the knockdown round. So nah, that was before the knockdown rounds. But I didn't think the shit was close. Like I said, Tszyu looked good to me. He controlled the range. He controlled the pace of the fight. He forced Tony to fight at a faster pace than he probably would like, which absorbed his energy. Yeah, Tszyu looked good, man. It's time for Tony to hang it up. If Tony can't sit up there and be laid back, controlling the distance and pace of the fight with the jab, if somebody can force him to speed up, he ain't gonna win the fight at this point. As far as Tszyu,
does he beat
Tszyu looks.
Does he
Go ahead.
Does he beat Harrison? I mean Jermell?
I mean, it's a good fight. I ain't gonna sit here and say whether or not he beats him. He's gonna pose some trouble, especially from what we've seen with Brian Castano in the first fight. Somebody who can apply some good pressure to Charlo, take a good punch, force him to go backwards, can have some success. But I just want this to be a lesson because I constantly hear this from boxing fans. The whole build up to this fight, we kept saying, well, he got dropped by Gachet. He got dropped by Gachet.
Word.
We don't stop to say, yeah, he got dropped by Gachet, but he won every second of the fight after that. We didn't give him credit for that.
Yeah,
we just
but
remember he got dropped by Gachet.
Yeah, because we looking at it like this, right? Once upon a time, Tony was a puncher. We already know he's a good boxer. So it's like, man, he got dropped by Gachet. Tony punched better than that and boxed better than that. So he should be able to set it up.
We got to start giving guys more credit for getting off the deck and going on to get win fights, man.
Oh,
we spent too much time.
I didn't know you was picking Ryan.
I mean, Andre, like same with Ryan. All we talk about is he got dropped by Campbell. He got up and stopped Campbell. Hey, Andre Ward got dropped by Darnell Boone. So the fuck what?
I didn't know you was
people
picking
gonna
Ryan,
get dropped.
Though.
I ain't picking Ryan. Picking Tank. I'm just saying, all through the build-ups, when guys is breaking down these fights, these simple boxing fans always say, well, if this guy dropped him, what can this guy do to him? Step your boxing knowledge up, man. That ain't how you break down a fight, analyze a fight. That's a third grade mindset. So we need to get out of that. Tszyu, Tszyu beat the shit out of Gachet for 10 or 11 rounds of that fight. But we just remember the knockdown, and that swayed some of y'all betting. And y'all lost money because of that. So y'all just got to get out of that habit because, like, it's obvious y'all picked Harrison with that in mind, and that shit backfired. Instead of saying, man, Tszyu got off the deck and showed some resiliency and came back to win that fight. But you live and you learn. But like I said, Tszyu showed great timing, some underrated speed, good punch placement, good variation of punches. The kid looked pretty good, man. Showed some swagger in the post fight with the what's my motherfucking name. I like him. Am I gonna say he's gonna beat Jermell? I'm not ready to just definitively say he can beat Jermell Charlo, but he does have some components and attributes that can pose problems to Jermell or anybody in the division. He's strong, got good fundamentals, got some good timing, and he places shots pretty well. So he's definitely a player at this point. He can't be taken as light work from anybody. Tony, I love you, man. Shit. Train them kids. I'm hoping you got a pretty good check for this fight. Get your gym fixed. Get the roof of the gym fixed. You say it's leaking, get it fixed. Train the kids. Train Alicia. We like to hear your shit talk. Maybe get into some promoting or something. Manager some shit. Because we do like to hear you talk. But if you continue to fight, at this point, like I said last night, he's just going to be Hank Lundy. He's going to get in these fights, talk a good game, talk some cash shit, and get beat up. And I don't want him to go out like Hank Lundy. He's from the Midwest. I don't want a Midwest brother to go out like that. So if I had to have any input on old Harrison's career, I'd say he need to hang it up, man. For me, he'll always go down as a bit of an underachiever. He never quite lived up to what I think he could have been. He did win a title, but going back to how far as I go back with Tony Harrison and knowing the potential he had when he was with Manny Stewart and the talent, he never quite lived up to it. But all in all, he had a solid career. Not what it could have been, but solid. And that's coming from a guy who's seen him when he was fighting Bronco McCart on ESPN and shit. So, yeah, that's what I got to say about Tony. Tszyu looked pretty damn good, though. Definitely a player at 154. Other than that, man, I'm going to let you get to some other callers next, man. Y'all have a good one. TVV, I love y'all. Protect your mental health.
917 new caller. Who's this?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
What's going on? What's going on? How's everything? I just want to say Tim Tszyu looked amazing
What's your
in the
name,
fight.
champ?
Oh, my name is David. I'm calling from Brooklyn, New York.
David, what's good? Take it away.
Oh man, what's going on? What's going on? I've been dying to talk to you, man. I've been dying to have a boxing conversation with you. So now, with that being said, Tony Harrison was taking too much punishment in that fight. Either it should have been the ref or his corner. They should have thrown in the towel. That is too much punishment that man was taking. That is uncalled for. So now with that being said, moving forward, if Tim Tszyu doesn't get the fight this year with Jermell Charlo, I think his best bet is he should take the winner out of Sebastian Fedora.
And Brian Mendoza.
Yeah. Just to keep him active. Now, if Jermell gets the fight and he beats Tim Tszyu, ESPN and everybody else, they need to put Jermell Charlo in the top 10 pound-for-pound list, because I think that is ridiculous that he is not in the pound-for-pound list.
Agreed.
That's just my humble opinion. That man deserves to be on the pound-for-pound list.
I mean, I think he on the top 10.
According to ESPN, and I can't stand ESPN's list because they're just so biased. They always been biased. They just go for their top ranked fighters. I go by Ring Magazine.
And the Ring don't have him?
I don't think anyone has him.
That's crazy.
And that's just ridiculous. This man is the undisputed champ at a 4-belt era. He deserves to be in there. The fact that they got Devin Haney over him, I have a
and they got Shakur over him. That's crazy.
And that's ridiculous. Now,
wow.
I want to switch to another fight. I want to switch to an up and coming fight. You know, the whole Ryan and Tank rehydration clause. You know, whatever Tank and his team is that they want Ryan to do, that is nothing new under the sun, because Floyd, he gave the same option to Canelo. Canelo was just smart enough to be like, I am not doing it. It's either one or the other. So this is not the first time that a boxer said, listen, is this and that. Floyd was the first boxer to ever bring that into boxing. It's just Canelo was just smart enough to be like, no, I'm doing this. I'll fight you at 152, and that's it.
David, appreciate you calling in. I will say I'm going to have to fact check, man. I never seen that clause in the Floyd contract. I never heard that story, so I'm going to have to fact check that. I did know about the 152 catchweight, but never that there was also a rehydration that Canelo said no to. David Maldonado, what up? From one New York City, David, to another. What part you in? He in Brooklyn. What about you?
I'm in Manhattan.
Oh,
I'm in
Manhattan.
Yo, this is the first time I've ever seen Tim Tszyu fight, and I gotta admit, man, I'm impressed. His attribute is the lost skill, because a lot of fighters that are elite don't have this skill. He's very good at cutting the ring off and consistently keeping himself in position where he can throw shots, sort of like Triple G, sort of like Canelo, sort of like Chavez, sort of like Duran, sort of like his dad. Tszyu was like that. He got good fundamentals. He got very good timing, because every time he was punching, he was touching Tony Harrison. I thought Tony Harrison would do a lot better. I think Tim Tszyu got a bright future. I want to see him and Charlo, but I still think Charlo is going to beat him. That's for Tony Harrison, man. I was scared for him, bro. That kind of reminded me of Drago when he was pouncing on Apollo Creed. I thought the referee did a terrible job. He should have stopped that fight a few punches sooner. He didn't have to wait until Tony Harrison went down and then counted for him to get up and stop the fight. He should have stopped it before he even went down, man. he was taking shot after shot, and he was just leaning forward, getting hit like crazy, man. I really thought he was gonna get killed or badly hurt, man. I pray he comes out of it okay. But yeah, Tim Tszyu, I like him. He got skills, man. He got a lot of skills, and him and Charlo is gonna be a similar fight to what we saw between Castanos and Charlo. As for Ryan Garcia and Tank Davis, I gotta agree with you, Ness. I've never seen someone put a rehydration clause and a catch weight. And on top of that, Ryan Garcia is supposed to be the weakest link out of the quote-unquote four kings. And he's doing that with Ryan Garcia. So when he fight Devin Haney, he's fighting going to tell Devin Haney, we're going to have to fight out of the 8-foot ring or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because Ryan Garcia, I was never high on him. I'm still not high on Ryan Garcia. I still think a lot of guys, besides the other youngins, could beat him. I think Pitbull could beat him. I think Kambosos could beat him. I think Tszyu will smoke him. And Tank got to do all this to him? Come on, man. That's ridiculous. Tank Davis is looking real bad in these streets, too, by the way. He's starting to give me bully vibes. Because Mike Tyson at one point had that aura about him. But when he fought somebody that could actually fight him back, I hate to say it, he folded. You know what I mean? Tank Davis looked uncomfortable when Ryan Garcia was talking crazy. He's doing the rematch clause. He didn't show none of that bravado, that street stuff when Tevin Farmer was talking crazy to him. Something tells me if Tank Davis fights somebody that could really fight him, he might quit in the ring, man. Something tells me that, man. Something tells me that Tank Davis might try to pull something crazy if he's down in the fight, bro. And then he's walking around with purses, and I don't know, man. There's videos of him kissing Adrian Broner, bro. You know what I'm saying? So it's not looking good for Tank Davis right now, man. But that's my call.
David Maldonado, thanks for calling in, champ. I got Ron Boy Fresh. What up?
Yo, hey Slim.
What up? What up?
Slim, I sick right now, bro. Tony hurt me bad. I'm sorry, bro. Me and you was on the same page. You was screaming this shit, bro. I'm shocked. And what did I say, man? Did we say it's got to be something that they said in this motherfucker Timmy that we didn't see, and now I see.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing, though. We always worry, was it the chin or was it the stamina? And we know it's the chin. He can't take a punch.
Slim, but I don't even think that Slim, from my scorecards, he was getting washed from beginning to end. That's just the way I looked at it. That's the way I scored it. I was on live. I do my bar. I go round and round. That's the way I had it. I know the judges had it different. I just think 10 punches were harder. He was cutting the ring off masterfully. And I know everybody say that's a small ring. I don't give a fuck. I ain't trying to hear all that. Timmy did what he needed to do, and I am a believer. And now I see what they see. I'm sorry. I'm like, damn. And Tony fucked my money up. So now, he's got to be what it's got to be. And I told you I was putting big bread on Tony, and I put big bread on him. Now I got to fuck with the NBA to get my money back. But Mo, what you think? As far as the future, please don't bring up Fedora and all that. That's the WBC side. That's not happening no time soon. We need to focus on the WBO side. And honestly, I don't think he's going to fight Charlo. I don't think Charlo is going to fight Tszyu next. I think he's going to take a life.
Yeah, Charlo got to get some sort of tune-up. He coming back.
Yeah, he got to get a tune-up. This is what I propose for No Limit. Fight Patrick Alote over in Australia, because I don't think they'll make the Backround fight. You dig? I think Backround is what, number 2 or number 3 in the WBO? Backround is with number 2. So he's with TGB2. So I don't think they'll make that fight. I think they get Patrick Alote and I don't think, when Jesus fuck up Joey, they're not going to put Jesus in the ring with Timmy either. So I think Patrick Alote, take him out in Australia, and there you have it.
Bruh, how is Xander Zayas number 6?
Because it's Xander Zayas and it's the WBO. You know how that go. Stop it. Come on, Ness. We ain't gotta do this. We ain't gotta do
No,
this. It's the
I mean,
WBO.
I get it, but like, I don't get it. Like, he's a
But
prospect.
you do get it.
He ain't fight
But you do get
nobody.
it. But you do get it. So stop it. You know you've been covering boxing long enough. We know why he's up there. So let's don't do this right
That's
now. Let's don't do
crazy.
this. Let's don't do this right now. But yeah, I'm out, Mo. But I got you.
Wow, yo, I can't believe he
All
number
right.
6 right now. That's crazy. I don't even know.
Bob.
I don't even know anybody he fought. Like I'm gonna check now, but I don't know anybody that he fought. Like King, I mean in Essex, what up?
Yo, what up,
We gonna
champ?
check this shit live right now. Did he fight anybody?
No, he did not. But Ness, you know what? You're not a part of the problem. But he's number 6 for the same reason
Oh
why.
look, he fought Larry
motherfuckers
Frias, who's a common opponent with 140-pound motherfucking Samuel Teal, and he fought the brother of one of the Carpensis, Dan. That's about it, bro. Wow.
Well, look, he Puerto Rican though. He the same reason why Berlonga's still, you know what I mean? They still gonna see if he's worth putting asses in seats.
Wow.
Because whether he win or lose, Poppy and them gonna be like, yo, I think he's still good. He still got it. You know what I mean? So, you know what I mean? Like, you know why he number 6, and it's the WBO. You know what I mean? So, you know how that goes. But nonetheless, let's not take away from Timothy Tszyu. Yo, he grew up in front of us, yo. Boys to men, yo. Straight up. I really appreciate watching him last night because, like I said, I was educated. Shout out to Coach Mitty pointing out some of the finer points that people need to pay attention to. I think we get lost when we see a fighter and we don't see the athleticism. Some of us like athleticism, slick fighters. You know what I'm saying?
I do.
Well, sometimes it's, yeah, you know what I mean? But when you see a fighter that's a little bit more rugged, and that's what Tszyu is, I mean, he still has room to refine it, but he's got a style of his own, and it seems to, it works for him, you know? It works for him. And listen,
Certainly
on top
works.
of all of that, the fights that, I don't know who Alote is. Somebody said, what, for Tszyu to fight him in Australia, like a little homecoming joint, celebration, kind of?
I mean, that shit ain't gonna work. That shit ain't gonna work because it's like, it don't get no bigger than a hometown versus an American in your hometown. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't go back home versus in Australia after you just did that big-ass show with Harrison. They had confetti dropping from the ceiling. Like, it ain't going to hit the same.
Nah, I agree.
Like, if you going to fight some dude in your hometown, it got to be some dude that people actually know. If not, just keep bringing Americans. That's it. You a name. Excuse me. You a name now. Like, you a name. You took a former champ over there. Terrell Gachet wasn't a name. You came over here. But now a former champ came over there. Shit, if I'm Danny, I'm signing up. I want some of that Australian money. And I'm talking Danny Garcia.
Yeah, now listen. I know, but listen, I think his way has been made clear with Lasagna dropping all the belts. So I think we get ready to see what Danny's doing. No way. Listen, if Danny is already ducking Fundora at 54 to try to jump on Lara, no way he's trying to stand in front of what our good Christian brother, Tony Harrison got hit with. Nobody want to see Danny get hit like that. You know what I'm saying? I feel for my daughter, the Puerto Rican side of her. I don't want that shit to get hurt, okay? Keep Danny out the ring against Tszyu. I don't want that to happen.
I mean, Danny fought Spence. You think Tszyu hitting harder than Spence?
But look how he looked, and look what happened to him mentally. And I love Danny.
Does Spence not beat everybody on Tszyu resume right now? Spence don't beat them all?
Absolutely.
All right.
That's why we waiting on him to go up to 154. But what? We want to see what? You want to see Danny get beat on? You don't want to see him get beat on, bro?
I don't know. I mean, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Because after watching him did what he did to Harrison's a way better boxer than Danny. Danny's a different type of, he box a puncher, but he ain't no mover boxer, which you need to be a mover boxer to be in there with Tszyu. You gotta be Jermell. You know, use your feet, use your power, use your jab, and your intelligence.
Yeah, man. But I like I like what's happening with Tim Tszyu. I want to hold up the line, man. Salute to everybody calling in. I
Nah,
love the
do you,
recap
man.
show.
I
Everybody
took
share
half your
thoughts.
call, man. Do you?
All right, shit. Let me lamp out
I
for a
thought
minute.
you was
Yo,
jumping on
because
anyway. What happened? Ducking me, man.
Yeah,
Ducking me.
I'm still on the road. I'm on the road, champ. But this how I am. I'm on the road, but I'm gonna call in because I can't live without this thing of ours, man. But I think Tim Tszyu, if he can get the Charlo fight, Jermell, that would be great. But again, Mel might need a tune-up, and then what does he do? Does he rest on his laurels? All that is bad news for him because he ain't beating Jermell anyway. You know, let's nobody get crazy all of a sudden. You know, but it's
I
a good
don't
fight.
know,
It's
man.
a
He
very
turned
entertaining fight.
Harrison computer off. My man was knocked out on his feet. That shit was ironic because his fighter did that to Harper.
Yeah, I mean, listen, he got caught with the same series of uppercuts that Charlo hit him with. You know what I'm saying? Harrison, that is, you know?
Shit,
And
that was the
I
second one, though.
that,
That was the second one. The first one was all right hands. That shit was crazy.
But the one thing we saw about Mel is that he's capable of making adjustments and fighting a style that people think he's uncomfortable. Jermell fighting in the clinch, a lot of people was like, oh, shit. And it was definitely oh, shit for me. So I think whatever Tim Tszyu brings out, the experience and the heart. You know what I'm saying? I respect niggas that cry in public. Jermell, Charlo, he cry in public. I cry in public. I love niggas that cry in public, man. So, you know what I mean? I'm going with Jermell Charlo, bro. For real, for sure. That's my call,
champ.
man. I got to roll out, champ.
All right. Thanks for calling in. I mean, of Essex. We got N.O. What up? New Orleans, what up? N.O. trying you again. I heard you, but then you went away. N.O. I hear you. There you.
I'm coming.
What up?
Hold on, brother. Turn on my mic, man.
All right, get that together. I'll be right back.
You can't hear me?
Yeah.
You good? Yeah, man.
I don't know. You sound like you're not there. New caller. Who's this in Ohio? What part of Ohio you calling in from, champ? Who's this?
From Marion, Ohio.
Marion?
Yeah.
And what's your name, champ?
Dion.
Dion, talk to us.
Man, I knew Tony Harrison was gonna fade at the end, man. I can't believe Tim Tszyu, man. I bet it for the 10th through the 12th round knockout. And he knocked him out in the 9th, bro.
Nice.
Crispy little 500. Damn. Man, it's crazy. Crispy 500. I'm like, damn.
God bless.
I was like, man, he's just doing, man. And let y'all know too, man, y'all been giving me some good bets on the low, so I had to upgrade my membership to champ.
Appreciate
some of y'all
you.
picks from the people, some of them picks I don't even know about. You know what I'm saying? But I'm all for boxing, man. That's all I like to do is watch boxing, man. And listen to it all night at work.
Ah, man, well, you found the right place, champ.
Yeah, man. What was your conclusion? Did you go ahead and bet with Harrison?
You know I bet Harrison, man. My heart, man. You know.
I could tell during that one show that y'all was betting with y'all heart. When that one caller came in, was like, y'all know he get knocked out. And told you and Ben.
Bruh, it's that we had the trainer on and we like, yo, come on, bruh. Like, come on, man. We riding with the champ, man. You know, I wanted to believe. I wanted to believe, man. That's what this sport do to you, man. It makes you root for the underdog, though.
But don't get it fucked up. On one betting site, I had Tony Harrison. They took the odds with the decision. It was plus, I think, 475.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? I took it on that one. I think it was like FanDuel. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, man.
Nah, I bet Tony on both my sites like a dummy.
Nah, bro, I lost both. He didn't win on the one side, and then Tszyu knocked him out in the ninth.
I thought you said you. I thought you said you won. I thought you bet 9 through 12.
No, it was 10 to 12. I got 3 rounds, a group round bet.
Yeah.
As long as he went in between them rounds, I had 10 to 12. And he knocked him out in the ninth.
Oh, you needed one more round. You needed one more round.
You needed one more round. That was 500.
Damn.
And then the other side, I bet with Harrison, but I knew he would fade at the end, man. I just don't like how he fade at the end. He boxes beautiful. You know what I'm saying?
For a few rounds. But champ, let me get to some other callers, man. That's your 3 minutes. Everybody gets around and go for the knockout. We got Info Joe. What up?
What up, champ? You hear me?
Perfect.
Man, that's why they call boxing the theater of the unknown. Damn, damn, damn. Give me that crow for Tony Harrison, man. Oh, man. Hey, man, this got to be the worst I've seen him, man. I did some film study on Tim, man. I didn't see it, man. I thought Tony did outbox him, man. He didn't use a lot of lateral movement like he usually does, and he kept backing himself into the ropes. The jab was popping, but he wouldn't follow it up with nothing, man. But shout out to Tszyu, man. Congrats, man. It was crazy. The night before, I had a flashback of Zab Judah versus Costa Tszyu, man. And I was like, I hope this shit don't happen again, man. The boxer loses against the puncher, man. And yeah, it fucked me up, man. But shout out to Tszyu. I don't see him beating Charlo. I think Fundora would give him a run for his money. He got something, man. Just said it, just tapped in with me. He said that we looking for athleticism.
Yeah.
And that's what we looking for. He ain't really got it, but it works for him. You know what I'm saying? And he's a good fighter, man. But I still got to see more, though. I still would favor Charlo hands down, no question about it, to beat him convincingly. And, yeah, that's about all I got, man. Thanks for the show. Shout out to all the callers, man. I learned from y'all. Hope y'all learn from me sometime, man. And peace, my brother.
All right, Joe. Appreciate you calling in. If you're on Blog Talk, you got to press 1 so we know that you're ready to rock and roll. And we're going out to Quentin. What up? Gotta unmute.
Hey, mate, how are you? Just Quentin from the land down under, mate. I love your podcast. Listen to it every week, so massive fan.
How you doing, Quentin? I wish you would have called in and tried to convince us not to bet on Tony before the fight.
Yeah, I was at work when you did the last podcast. I wanted to jump on, and just a few points I'd like to make leading into the fight. A lot of people were sort of, I guess, comparing the way Haney destroyed Kambosos, but you know, Haney is one of a kind. He's an absolute freak. But Tszyu, a lot of people before they fight him, they say, you know, he's not going to be able to, you know, beat the shit out of me on the ropes. So I'll be able to outbox him. But when he actually hits them with the shot, he takes the air out of their lungs, and they said it feels like you're drowning. And that's exactly what he did to Tony. I thought that Tony's jab was working really well early in the fight, but as soon as Tszyu hit him with a couple of those body shots, I think he kind of tried to go out of that jab, which, Tszyu, you can keep jabbing him, but he'll keep walking forward. And he's a pressure fighter, but he's not going to throw lots of punches. He's just going to stand in your face and pick you apart, and that's what he did. So I thought a lot of people didn't really give Tszyu his raps before the fight because they haven't really watched a lot. But, I've watched a lot of his fights over his career, and he just has a lot of pop in his punches, and a lot of people underestimate it until they're in the ring. And then once they're in the ring, they're already out deep in the ocean and drowning.
Yeah, it was a good performance, man. He definitely looked better than expected. What do you think, though? The big fight, the big man, all the belts. Can he do it?
I think he needs to take another step up because, as we spoke about Melo, he's got that power, and he can box as well, like Tony. So, I think Jermell might need a tune-up fight because if he's not sort of 100% in this fight, he's going to try to take it to Tim. Tim's going to hit him with a couple of good shots, and then he's going to be backing up a little bit, trying to go forward, and then Tszyu's just going to pick him apart. But I think that Tszyu's still a little level below Jermell, but I definitely think a lot of people now in the States have sat up and sort of thought, well, this actually could be a decent fight, and I think it's going to be an absolute cracking fight. And I know everyone in Australia were up for the Tony fight, but the talk after the fight on the weekend is they can't wait for the big undisputed, so I'm absolutely pumped.
Yeah, man, I'm excited. But they're saying Jermell might get a tune-up. Who would you recommend for Tszyu to fight if the tune-up for Jermell happens and Tszyu's allowed another voluntary?
Well, knowing Tszyu, he's going to want all that smoke, so I reckon he's going to take Fondora or someone like that. But, he's never backed away from a challenge, so I'd say it's going to be whatever the hardest fight is. And I think even if he doesn't get the belts, I really think he likes that Errol Spence fight, so I'd love to see that as well.
Well, all right, champ. We appreciate you calling in. Quentin, thanks for calling in. We're going out to Sean. What up?
Yo.
Yes,
I could have told you not to bet on Tony. You never bet on the bald guy. All bald guys lose.
Bro, chill.
Listen, every bald guy that I know, they get dropped. The only one who's an anomaly is Floyd.
Ugas ain't go down. They broke his face.
He had 4 losses, though. He just makes my point. He had 4 losses.
They broke his face, but he ain't go down.
Listen, I would never bet on the bald guy. I don't care who's in the opposite corner. But
I hear you, man. But, he was the former champ, man.
Yeah. But Tim, this is the big question everyone's asking about Tim, or that some people are asking. Is Tim the best son out of all the sons from like fighters, like their dads? Is he the best son to make it, even though he hasn't won a title? Like, it seems like he's the most accomplished.
You can't say that. You can't say that yet because before Chavez won a title, he had decent names on his resume. I don't think he beat a former champion like Tony Harrison, but he had beat like John Duddy and a couple of like other, C, B plus. Like he beat that dude from Texas with Brian Vera. You know what I'm saying? He beat a couple dudes. He was looking good. He wasn't looking great, but like we knew he was gonna win a world title. We just ain't know they was gonna do what they did to motherfucking Sergio to make him win a world title. But like, I don't know. I mean, I guess so though. I mean, even though I try to make an argument for Chavez, I guess Tszyu just looks way more promising. You know what I mean? Chavez,
that's what I'm saying.
Chavez, even though he was like, even though before shit hit the fan, you could still tell. Because he was a ballooner. He would balloon like that. Remember, for this fight, for the Ryan fight, I kept bringing up Chavez because, there was once upon a time Chavez would weigh like 182 for one fight and 188 for another fight at 160. But like night of the fight, so he used to gain a lot of weight, man. So those were some of the signs that he was a little, not disciplined. You know what I mean? And then it hit the fan when he lost and kept losing.
Now, as far as Tszyu versus Charlo, I think Charlo, like people are saying, all Charlo gotta do is box. If he just box, he wins easy. The thing with Charlo is I don't think he can box against Tszyu because he's gonna love to be invited into the dog fight, just like Castagna in the first fight. he loved. Once Cassano invited him to be in that dogfight, he took it. I think the same things that happened with Tszyu. He might still win. I just think he ain't gonna box like people think he's gonna box. I think he's gonna try to fight it with him, see who got the bigger dog.
We'll see, man. We'll see. Is he ready for Charlo based off this performance?
I say so. I mean, Tszyu. The thing about Tszyu, like he's like Triple G. He's a little Triple G in the sense he's straight up and down, no side effects. He's gonna apply that pressure. He don't have the same jab as Triple G, but he's gonna apply that pressure, and he is gonna try to beat you mentally before he beats you physically. I feel like he's a little Triple G.
Well, all right, champ. We appreciate you. Let me get to General Camino. What up?
Yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was good, TBV community. Hey, I'm gonna be honest, man. I'm sad as hell, bro. I did not expect Tony Harrison to go out like that last night, bro.
Word.
That shit is fucking crazy. But I think it's just something that we do to ourselves as boxing fans, you know. Just like you said, we believe in the underdog, and Tony talked a good talk, but
he's a great talker, man. Them good talkers that get you. You can know everything you want about boxing, but a motherfucker, you know, talking like he got his swag back, and you believe that shit.
Hell yeah, I really did. But as far as the fight, I mean, I'll be honest. From the end of round 1, going into round 2, it wasn't looking good for him. I didn't like the way he looked. I felt like he was standing in front of Tim Tszyu the whole night, or he was allowing Tim Tszyu to walk right in front of him, because I didn't feel like Tim did anything, I would say, anything like spectacular on the. Yeah, he didn't do anything special, especially when it comes to being athletic. Athletically, he didn't do anything special. I didn't think he had any type of, unique footwork. I feel like he was just, applying the pressure the same way you learn it, the same way you practice it. So, I mean, it was very odd. I didn't think Tony was doing a lot of footwork. I think the footwork needed to be there. It wasn't there from the beginning. He had good moments where he would, connect a few punches. I felt like the jab was soft too. The jab ain't looked like it was hitting hard. It looked like it was connecting and it was accurate, but it didn't have a lot behind it. I mean, if I'll be honest, if it wasn't for the press conference and I just saw the fight, I would have thought Tony just went in there to get a check.
Damn.
I swear to God, that shit is crazy. But as far as Tim, he did what he was supposed to do. He handled business. He kept it simple, and sometimes the simple shit works. We make life complicated. Life is very, very simple. Charlo, I don't know. I don't think he's ready for Charlo yet, but I'm not sure if I can think of anybody I'd want to see him in the ring with next before Charlo. So that's kind of weird for me too. I don't know.
People were saying Fundora Mendoza winner.
But Fondora is a tough fight. I mean, I would probably make the case that the Fondora fight is a little more dangerous than even going into the Charlo fight right now for him. Honestly.
I mean, Tszyu himself said he thought Harrison was more dangerous than Charlo, or more skilled. Did he say, right? Skilled.
See, yeah, and I think that's what we all thought, but that's not what we got in the ring. I don't think Tim Tszyu beat a skillful fighter last night. I feel like he beat a fighter that held back on the right, continued to jab all night, but never really committed to letting that right hand go. And it was weird because we saw the same thing in the fight before. I think it was Rodriguez. Whole night just hitting that jab, but never really letting the right go. So I don't know. I feel like Tim did his job last night, but he didn't beat a variation of a fighter that we thought was going to pair last night, which is, it's interesting.
General Camino, thanks for calling in. I sent you the link, man. NO trying you again. Spider Rico, what up? Spider Rico.
Yeah, can you hear me?
I hear you.
All right, bet. It's Sunday.
Fun day.
Yeah, uh-huh. This is Esteban from Oregon with Love. All right,
What
look,
up?
we got. I wrote some stuff down because I mean, what happened last night? It was really a tragedy.
Mm.
Uh, Tony the Tiger Harrison versus Tim Kangaroo Zoo. I knew that it was gonna be a good fight, and it was. I mean, like, it was way better than America. The way that it was like in between rounds, they have fire. I mean, that was like wild to me when the fire would just come up like in between each round to start the fight to finish the round. I was like, damn, this shit is big, and there was so many people. Uh, but like at the end, what happened? Because Devin Haney, the young lord, he went there, he beat they man. Like it was really embarrassing to get beat like that by Devin. It was to him, he was a boy, and that was for us. That was for America. Devin did that. So just think about that. So now Harrison going there, they wanted their get back. They wanted revenge. And a lot of the stuff they be all be trying to say, like, it's not about our skin. Okay, y'all, you can believe that, but somewhere when they beat Harrison like that and left him out there to die, they somewhere celebrating.
Just
Yeah,
like you would have celebrated if Harrison would have knocked him out.
but some knockouts, like similar to Rocky Marciano and Joe Welcock, when he hit him at the end, we remember that one forever because it wasn't right. It was too long. And this is the one that we remember
Yeah,
forever.
but
And now
this ain't Zoo fault. That's the referee fault. And that's a WBO referee from Puerto Rico or Panama. Like, it's not Zoo fault that the ref didn't step in.
what happens is what happens. It's not nobody's fault, especially not the fighter. We the most pure. The fighter fights. Uh, but what happens is what happens. And now what do you have to do? They did what they had to do when Devin Haney went over there and whooped the boy. So he couldn't do anything. He had to just go home with bruises on his face. Uh, they did what they had to do. They got their get back. And for me, it's like, yo, he got to go over there because it's lit, literally, with the fire and the people. When I say he, I'm talking about the lion. Yeah, he got to go over there and get our get back for us. Like, nah, it can't go down like that. Y'all be talking about it. It's not about skin. It's not about that. Uh, I'm a Native American, and it's just about skin. They used to scalp. I'm a Apache. They would scalp, take their faces off their skin. What? That's what happened to Harrison. He was scalped, decapitated. I mean, come on. Yeah,
So who's going
like
to get the get back?
the champion immediately. That's what should happen.
It ain't
That's
immediately. The champion need a tune-up. He was injured, remember?
Well, Harrison left his left hand too low, and he was thinking it was too cool. When that shit got to real, he should have tackled old boy. I don't care what you had to do, but he couldn't let him beat on you like that. It was crazy.
Yeah, he should have been
Harrison,
held. He ain't hold.
Harrison, Harrison left hand. He kept trying to be doing the roll, and it's like, okay, we know you from Detroit, but switch it up, keep it up, because it was real. And his reaction was a little slow. Like maybe when he was talking all that shit, like he was with the bitches. He probably did get some bitches out there, because sometimes you could tell when a fighter he been fucking around and he wasn't just as sharp as he needed to be. He still was sharp though, and he fought a good fight. You know, he really was winning. He was winning the boxing match, but sometimes they get real. Like it's no longer you have to protect your life, and that means you got to break the rules.
No, it don't.
Yes, they do.
No, it
Because
don't.
now Tony Harrison, what? He gonna be hurt for the rest of his life. Nestor,
What is you talking about, bro? That man's okay.
okay, okay. Yeah, I'm moving on.
Yeah, I
But
mean,
Tim,
that's the bell,
yeah,
champ. But like, yeah, you talking about, breaking the rules. Like that's unfair. Like that's like poor sportsmanship. Like, oh, he could beat me, so cause he could beat me, I'm gonna break the rules. That sounds pretty weird. JP, what up?
I'm all right, man.
I hear you.
Yeah, man. It sound feel like a Sunday funeral, don't it?
Yeah,
We,
dude.
we, we laying down the Detroit Tiger. He was a good man. Uh, look, man, it looked like one of the homies when they be drinking too much, but they still got hands. You know what I'm saying? It just looked like one of the homies who got hands, but he be drinking, so them legs a little shaky. The eyes a little, you don't catch shit like he used to with the eyes. That's what it looked like to me, and it's just that time. His brother said as much. Brother said they go do all that training, and Tony's body just doesn't respond the same. So that's when you know it's time to go in and hang him up. He's getting by on sheerly IQ, which is a great thing that translates to him being a coach. One thing that was jumping off the screen at me early was that Tony was getting countered. So you never really see Tony get countered. But Tim Tszyu, and then I haven't heard anybody mention, man, this guy I heard people say timing, but his catch and shoot, and them hands, them quickness of them hands, dude, he's going to be a problem. I don't know how well he takes a punch. I don't believe he took a hard punch last night, but he has a poker face. And that's where I get where Venom talking about Triple G. He got that steel poker face. He got that poise. And that shit just seemed to put a lot of pressure on people. They did have him in a goddamn play school playpen last night. It was the smallest ring I've seen in a long time. But nonetheless, I don't think it would have changed the outcome. I just think Tim Tszyu, kudos to him. The guy got really quick hands, really great timing, and his punch placement. And one thing Tony even said in the press conference is that he was sharp. See, you don't think you're going to get that from a guy who's supposed to be a brawler. We all said he was throwing wide punches, this, that about him. He was straight up and down. He's basic. No, he's sharp. And sometimes we get too enamored with the special effects. Niggas want to watch Avatar all the time. See, my favorite movie is Forrest Gump. I don't want no special effects. Fuck special effects. Sometimes less is better. So I don't think Jermell gonna be rushing to Tszyu. I think the build-up now, it makes me even question that Jermell fight falling through and them so quickly taking Tony, because now that fight turns into a much bigger anticipated fight. Fight will be huge in Australia. So looking forward to it, man. Rest in peace, Tony the Tiger.
All right, JP, Las Vegas. Thanks for calling in. We going out to Big Gucci Nick. What up?
Hey, shout out TBV. Uh, Everybody smash that like, man. Smash that thumb. Man. You know what it is? Best podcast on the planet. I can't even speak, man. I'm just waking up. About to roll up, smoke on that gas. Yo, last night, man. Yeah, how I sound, Ness?
Straight.
Yeah, man. I was kind of disappointed, man. I'm glad I ain't put no bets on Tony. What was Tony? What was his odds of winning the fight last night?
Plus
You
two
remember?
hundo.
How much?
Plus two hundo.
Oh shit, man. Yeah, I would have. If I saw that, I probably would have put some money down, man. But I'm kind of glad I didn't, man, because Tim Tszyu showed some dog in there, man. He showed some dog. I really think, man, that's not really the Harrison I see, man. That's not really a prime Harrison. That's not even a little bit off his prime, man. That seemed like a washed Harrison, man. He wasn't moving as fast. He didn't really have that power, man. He didn't have anything to have Zoo respect him, man. That dude just walked him down, man. But that's great, man. I like seeing a fighter like that who's strong. He's got that power, you know what I'm saying? And he really lands them shots too, man. So I want to see that against Charlo, man. He ain't walking down Charlo. I know that, man. That's gonna be a crazy fight to watch, man. Could you imagine him trying to walk down Charlo? Man, that's gonna be a barn burner, man. I can't wait, man. I can't wait. So you know what the reschedule date is for that fight, or is it not
For
known yet?
Charlo Zoo?
Yeah.
No, bro, no.
Shit, man. We need that towards the end of the summer, man. Early fall or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, that's you
I
gonna have
don't
to
think
give
they
me some
gonna give
pro.
us a date because he got to get like a tune-up first.
Who, Charlo?
Yeah.
Nah, man. Nah, he already said in the interview he was ready for Zoo before he got injured, so he ain't looking for a tune-up. He looking to go straight into that Zoo fight.
Even off the hand injury?
Yeah, even off the
Mm.
hand injury, because they was asking him about that, and he's like, nah, man, we prepared, we know what to expect, because they was training, they was in full preparation for Zoo before the injury, so it ain't no point in changing the game plan to get a tune up. You know what I mean? They gonna heal up, and they gonna go right back into training for Zoo, is what I'm hearing.
Nice, nice.
But yeah, man, the earlier we get that fight, the better, man. We need to see 154 division really showing what boxing's supposed to be about, man. Just the best stepping up to the best, and no politics really getting in the way too much, man. But that's my call, man. Yo, Ness, thanks for the Sunday Crow Day show, man. You got to give me some crow for Harrison, man. He lost. But yo, like I said, everybody smash that like and subscribe, man. That's my call.
All right, champ.
I like that Sunday Crow Day.
What up, champ?
Yo, I'm in the building.
I see you. I see you.
Hey, before you get to another caller, right quick, I wanted to ask you because one of the other callers mentioned it. Triple G, the comparisons, and I mean, kind of the style, but not really. I think Tim Tszyu, it's still a little early, but in terms of the waves he's making, right? Do you feel that vibe, like that kind of like destroyer, kind of powerful puncher like vibe, the Triple G vibe again? Is it reminiscent to you or no?
Kinda, I guess. I mean, I think he isn't as robotic as Triple G and as like Triple G was on some shark.
Seek and destroy.
Yeah, on some what Jason Voorhees shit. Like he just keep coming. Like I think Zoo's a little bit different, but I can see the comparison.
Yeah, just curious about that because the caller wasn't the first person I heard, and it kind of came across my mind as well. So I mean, again, like you said, with the confetti in the ring, I think there's a lot to come. Now, again, the previous caller just mentioned that Jermell would like to go straight into the Zoo fight. If that does happen, if that's the case, I think it's brilliant on both ends because I would expect Charlo to move up after that win or just get up out of there to do something different. You know what I'm saying? And that would then leave Zoo the opportunity to save face and still clean up the rest of the division. Him and Fundora can still do whatever they need to do, and there's still plenty fights on the table. But that's just me talking based on the presumption that Mel wants to get right into the Zoo fight post injury.
Yeah, man. If Mel does that, that's dope. I mean, look, that means that Earl Spence energy is rubbing off on a lot of motherfuckers. I mean, obviously, it's happening in his camp, but birds of a feather, right? And if two people do it, it could become a trend, and we ain't fucking around with tune-ups. And really, that's what's fucking up the schedule because dudes need to take this time off for whatever reason. Then they want to get this tune up. Then they want to get this big fight. So, yeah, I would love to see if he really do it.
Now, on the other side, because that's greatness. I know he's already established greatness. I think that would just be another level. Jermell, Charlo.
Oh.
I think it would be another level of greatness if he came right back, jumped right out there, did what he did, whatever that is with Tim Tszyu. On the other side of it, people would say, and I don't think it's a good idea. I think it would be crazy I mean, legacy amazing, but it's stupid business wise if Tim Tszyu fought Sebastian Fundora while he's waiting on Jermell.
I mean, if Jermell is saying he don't need nothing, there's really no way that Tim could fight Fundora. But I would never turn that fight down. That's violence. They need to name it that. Matchroom does that. They call shit like that maximum violence. That's what they need to call Fundora versus motherfucking Tszyu.
But do you feel like the legacy of what that fight would be is more important than going after Undisputed? Because remember, he was on his way to Undisputed, and he kind of, happened his way into this level of stardom. We talking about him, got the whole recap show built around him, right? We ain't even talking about Diego Pacheco, right? So we're talking about Tim Tszyu so much. I think does he throw that away with this fight, this beautiful fight with Fundora? Forget the titles?
I mean, no, because if he feels he's ready, which obviously he did, it was Jermell that got hurt. So Tszyu was going full steam ahead. He's young, ain't he? Ain't he like 24?
Yeah, I believe.
I'm gonna double check, but I mean, I think he's young. Might as well strike now while the iron is hot and have all the belts in your country and become like the AJ of the junior middleweight division if you can beat Jermell. I mean, what's the waiting for? You was already scheduled. They got him down as 28.
28.
Wow.
It's still not old, especially in boxing.
I mean, that's old. That's old. That's 4 years. I'm pretty sure that's about 4 years older than younger than Jermell.
Yeah,
Jermell 32.
He don't got no wear and tear though. You know what
No,
I'm saying?
but I'm just looking at it like, bro, you 28. You ain't even win a world title yet. You just won an interim. Like, again, I came up in an era where Danny Garcia was two-time. At 27, he was already two division.
Yeah,
so,
I know what you're saying. It's there. I was just getting ready to say they brought him along, and I think there's nothing wrong with that. Now, here's the difference: if you're Zerto, you're being breastfed. If you're Tim Tszyu, then this is what it produces.
I mean, even Valdez though. Look at Asa Valdez. Ain't he like a 3-division champ? Shakur 2-division champ. I mean, I'm just saying. Boo Boo, like 28. Clock is ticking. He could definitely take off from here. Like, he's in the fight for all the belts. So that's history in itself.
At 28. So here he is at 28. Let's say it like that. Let's say maybe what? So when was the Terrell Gausha fight?
Give me a sec.
Probably 19, right?
It was March 26th of 2022.
That was recently.
Last year.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like a year ago, but almost a year ago. Okay.
Bro, boxing is so lame. Like, this is the normal, one fight a year, bro. That's so whack, bro. So whack.
Yeah, I mean, because I'm not trying to make no excuses. Yeah, 20. So, because you know what I was gonna say? Had that fight happened in 2019, he's 26. They were bringing him along at 28. He's in this fight. It's kind of like, again, it's no disrespect to the position that he's in, but yeah, he's definitely on the clock. It ain't no more feel around, so he shouldn't want no.
I mean, it's a marathon, not a race. So I always just compare people's trajectory when we looking up age and I use them as a barometer. Like, oh wow, so he's this and hasn't done this yet. But it's no knock. Everyone's story is different. Like, when it's all said and done, the tally of your career or the totality of it isn't summed up until Hall of Fame.
True.
Once you get in there or don't get in there, that speaks for itself.
Nah, for sure. And he made some shockwaves this weekend, man. But again, I was counting on it.
Really though? Like, yeah. How many people, caller after caller, even myself, like we did an interview with the trainer. Like we we knew the answer to this. We just didn't want to believe the answer. Is it his chin? Is it his stamina? Is he gonna make it back? Like we knew. We just again rooting. This is one of those. It's funny that us as fight fans, we're subjected to so much bullshit because look at us. We're really into torture. It's like we know he gets knocked out and he's fighting a puncher, but we still rooting for him.
But it's not
It's
bizarre.
like Superman and Kryptonite. We know that motherfucking Tszyu had Kryptonite gloves on, and we still like, go Tony!
But Ness, it's not bizarre for us to have thought that the boxer, the more experienced boxer with championship experience, could have pulled something out against a younger.
No, there's a storyline, and that's why we fell for it.
Yeah.
This is the beauty of this sport, but it's it's crazy. It's funny, I don't know. It's funny for sure. Let me slide in a couple of these callers here. I got Georgie Porgy Boston. What up?
Georgie.
Hey, yo, what's happening, people?
What's good?
Yo, what's good, Georgie?
Nah, bro. Listen, we gotta rock. We gotta rock for USA at the end of the day. Harrison Tani, yo, put capital fucking letters on that man's name. What are you talking about? That man get up. He tried with his best. Like Ned says, we didn't want to hear that shit. What's his brother's name? The trainer.
LJ.
Yo, you gotta bring that cat back, Ned. Go, he let us know, bro. I remember I called in before the fight. I'm like, yo, but he don't look like what he's saying, that he's not a dedicated student. He got to take him out of the couch. Or he's outside in the street. Where he got to, how the fuck is he that he bring him to the gym? He let us know. But we still rock with the USA all day. Yo, shout out to my mom. Shout out to the Cherokee man, though. Let him know, baby. We been here. Anyways, to fucking the Fundura fight, with Tim, that's fire, bro. That's fire right there. Because whatever could happen with Charlo, the fight with Charlo didn't happen with Tim? What was the reason?
Charlo got hurt.
That's the lyrics, right? That's what they said.
Man, he was in full-blown training camp.
That's what they said, Georgie.
I heard. Look, we got a medical. Yo, but anyway, the whole thing, I don't know. It's like a setup. Could be like some type of business move that Charlo didn't. Because they saying that they be having problems with PBC paying people. So I don't know. Everything seems like it's like money.
So let me get this straight. Let me get this straight. PBC's having a problem paying people. So PBC sends another PBC fighter to pay them and still pay Tszyu.
Nah, but they send a fighter that'll take a lot less because Charlo don't want to wait for his money or he don't want to get on an allowance.
Yeah, crazy.
I'm just thinking. I'm a thinking man.
It's in Arrow. Hold on. Before you cut me off, though, it's not Arrow paying right now. They say he's talking with Crawford between each other, negotiating between each other to make something happen towards the summer. That means that he ain't fucking with fucking Al Heyman.
Nah,
that
don't mean that.
Free agent type of shit. That mean he ain't fucking with Al Heyman either.
That also don't mean that. Wilder also came out and said he's still with Al, and so did Andy.
Stop it already, nigga. You gotta count all this business move anyways. I want the Fundura. Listen, I want the Fundura and Tim. If that shit with Charlo doesn't get situated, that's what I'm saying. But that's what's gonna happen. That's what's gonna happen. Something gonna happen with Charlo. He got a mental problem. I got injured again. Some shit.
All right, Georgie, with the conspiracy theories here. Hawk in Maryland.
Yo, Ness, how you feeling today, boss?
Straight.
Okay, you got you clear.
What do you think that leaves?
That's the panel. I can't think of his name. Amin, ain't that Amin?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Salute, Hawk.
Okay, what's up, player? What's up, bro? What's up? Hey, man. As far as Tim Tszyu, like the best son of the champions, the fathers and the champions. I mean, everybody forget about Corey Spinks. Yeah, he was unified.
Yeah.
So yeah, he accomplished a little more, than Chavez. At one time, Corey was pretty nice out there. But last night, he looked like he got caught in the moment. I mean, that Charlo wasn't. That Harrison wasn't a Harrison and Fort Charlo. I mean, he's him, but you know what I mean. It was like Harrison walked Charlo down at many stages in that fight. At this fight, he was stuck using a jab. He forgot he had a right hand, and when he threw the 1-2, he threw the 1-2 like twice. He threw it and hit him dead in the middle of his face. I mean, Tszyu's good, but he does not have good defense. It was plenty openings for Tony Harrison. He just couldn't pull that trigger. I think it looked like we saw either he's basically at the end of his career, and his body's not responding with what he wanted to do. But in my opinion, he didn't even seem like he was trying to he was trying to hit him with a jab, but not get hit. He was like worried about getting hit. So it's like you can't really. I mean, you always got to be worried about it. It was just I don't know how to put it. He just wasn't he wasn't stepping into that jab. He was throwing a jab, but he wasn't stepping into it. I don't know, man. He just looked like bait out there. He didn't look like he came to. He didn't look like he was talking at all. And I was really rooting for him. But I saw it from round one when he just forgot he had that right hand. Then when he threw the 1-2, it landed right on the button. Now Tszyu is good. He's good. He fights exactly like his father. If you ask me, they look about the same. They lack in defense majorly, but the power is there. No question about the power. Him against Charlo, I believe Charlo can catch him with a 1-2. I believe Charlo can get him, but he's nobody to sleep on. He's definitely got a lot of power in his punches, but his defense is lacking. I wasn't impressed with Tszyu's defense at all myself. So and Fundora, I think Fundora would really beat him up. So they don't want to put him in there with Fundora. I don't believe that. Yeah. So, anyway, that's my call on that.
All right, Hawk. Thanks for calling in. Looks like we got a new caller in Alabama. Who's this?
Peace.
Who?
It's Mo.
Mo, what up?
Mo.
What up, Mo?
Man? Yeah. What's up, bro? First thing I want to say is the best son fighter is Floyd. That's the first thing I want to say. And in terms of the Tony Harrison fight, I think Tony, his punch resistance at this point is off. And of course he always had the stamina issues, but I'm noticing when he'll get hit to the temple, he don't have good reaction to that. And as far as Tszyu, I don't think we really learned a lot from him because he kind of fought a shot fighter. Now, I do still think the Charlo fight will be a good competitive fight because of the style, but I don't think he really showed us that he's like of that class to possibly beat Charlo. So I do think he should get like a better matchup, somebody a little more younger, less wear and tear, to give him to let him see. I think he's probably trying to see for himself, where he's at. So I think that'll help him a lot more than just taking the Tony Harrison fight because he didn't really get the best Tony Harrison that he could have got.
Okay. Well, Mo, that's it. That's all you got.
What else did you have? That's all you guys are talking about,
Yeah,
right?
we just talking the weekend fight.
Okay, and let me say one more thing, man, about the Tank Davis fight. The catch weight is 137. And how many fights has Ryan had at 140?
136.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's 136. I thought it was 137, and Ryan asked for 138.
Nah, he asked for 38, 37, and Tank said yes to 36.
Okay. So didn't Ryan, not the last fight, but the fight before against the guy who said he was gonna do the drunken master, didn't they fight at like 138 or 137? Wasn't that like a catch weight?
I'm pretty sure it was 38 or 40, but I'm double checking.
Okay. So he only had one fight at 140, and people kind of making a big deal about the catch weight.
Yeah, but you saying it, but you got to remember you saying it as a fight, so it makes it look short. Remember, he hasn't fought at 35 in 3 years. Last fight at 35 was Luke Campbell, January 2021. We in March 2023.
Right. So, but the thing is, with Tank said like against.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That's all fine. The point still is, don't try to minimize it and say, well, he only had one fight. Nah, he been out the division since the Luke Campbell fight. Since that night, he ain't had to go back down there.
No, I understand, but I'm not minimizing it. What I'm saying is, Tank said his division was 135, and that's what he was fighting at. So if guys want to fight him because he's the big ticket or the payday, you got to make some concessions to get that fight.
Yeah, I know, man. Just like Barrios had to, right?
What did Barrios have to do?
Nothing. That's the point.
I mean, well, Tank was moving up, and that was 4 years ago. That was 3 years ago.
Damn, you ain't helping Tank. So you said you ain't helping Tank. So you saying a 24-year-old Tank could make 140 and not a 28-year-old one? You ain't helping him, champ.
I'm saying that was Tank. Was that his first pay-per-view? Now he's like a pay-per-view.
Nah, you still not helping him. You still not helping him. That's not his first pay-per-view.
Well, that was his second.
Still not helping him.
That was his. I mean, why would that hurt him? Why is that not helping him? He wasn't what he is now.
It wasn't his second. It wasn't his first. And you not helping because you just throwing shit at the wall hoping it stick.
That wasn't the second?
No.
No. That wasn't his second?
Nah. That was.
The first one was. Gamboa, right?
You right. I'm wrong. Did Gamboa was on pay-per-view?
Yeah, Gamboa was first pay-per-view.
God damn, they put Gamboa on pay-per-view.
Yep.
You sure?
Right. Yeah, I'm sure.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you wrong. So you wrong again.
Pay-per-view.
Nah, you wrong again.
That's what I said. That was his.
If Gamboa was a pay-per-view, Barrios was the third one.
What was the first one?
Urokis. And then Leo. Then Barrios. Then Cruz. Then Rowley. Then Hector.
He fought Barrios before Leo.
Nope. I got BoxRec open, champ. And I'm screen sharing it for the people.
Okay, so that was his third. Okay, cool. But he still wasn't the guy he is today.
Oh man, knock it off, man. Knock it off.
Yo, Mo, I ain't the guy I was.
Knock it off, man. Knock it off. Take off the Tank parachute, man.
Nah. It's just like saying Floyd was the same guy against Oscar that he was when he fought Cotto.
What is you doing? What is you doing, bro?
That's like saying he's the same.
You're not helping Tank.
In terms of status.
You're not helping Tank, bro. Stop.
Is his status not higher now than it was going against Barrios?
Yo.
That's all I'm saying, man.
I guess you're right then.
That's all I'm saying. But
if that's the only point you're trying to make, then you made it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, if you want that big fight, you got to take, you know what I mean? Look at Canelo.
I mean, why Barrios ain't had to do nothing then? Why Barrios ain't had to do nothing then?
I mean, what would he do to make it so he could win the belt?
I mean, he bigger than Ryan. What you mean, what would he do? Like, fucking lose some weight, get on the rehydration, all that great shit. But listen, I got to get to some other people. Al in the Bay, what up? Yo, they funny.
Hey, man, yeah, dude was funny, man. I don't know. He got some characters, man. Yeah, one dude crying, giving giving a eulogy. The other one is messing up Tank's, bro. Some characters. But I told people, man. I told people I tried to scream at the top of my lungs, man. I was like, he's gonna take him to the deep waters, and he was gonna drown him. I seen this coming because I watched Zoo fight. Some people they just see highlights, but I seen the boxing. I seen him, on TV. So it's like I seen this coming. I seen Harrison always backing up in a straight line. He don't turn. He don't. He tried to turn at the last minute. It's not going to work, buddy. So, so I don't know what people was thinking. I know Zoo comes straight forward, and he comes straight forward, and he don't throw a lot of punches right away. But later on, he started throwing a lot of punches. And Harrison backs up right in a straight line. He don't turn. He don't pivot. He don't do none of that. He tried to pivot at the last moment once he's already on the ropes. Same thing happened when he fought Charlo. Why did he get knocked out? Because he backed up in a straight line all the way to the ropes, and it was over. So I don't understand people's logic on, oh, well, he beat the boxer. Well, the boxer backs up in a straight line. Obvious. So it's like I would say, what boxer don't back up in a straight line? Man, Devin Haney. Devin Haney, he backs up, but he moves left, he moves right. He don't bag up straight back. When you bag up straight back, you're going to get hit. Any boxing coach would tell you that. And so exactly what his brother was saying. Stop bagging straight up to the ropes. And that's what happened. So I seen it coming from a long shot when they made the fight. I knew it. I was telling people. Some people didn't want to believe me, but the proof is in the pudding, like they say.
But Al, can I ask you something? And you keep it all the way real?
Yeah.
Do you bet? Do you bet?
No, I don't gamble.
Okay.
I had a gambling problem, so I don't bet.
Understood. Because I was going to say, I hope you didn't bet on Harrison, because some of us, I don't bet either, but some of us kind of knew that, and that's why I don't gamble, because I be trying to bet and I will know the logic, and for some reason my heart was telling me Tony Harris. I bit the cheese for the story, man. Alicia Bumgarner in the corner. I bit all of that. Man. And yeah, man. I should have used my boxing mind, champ.
All of us, man. I mean, again, we knew better, and it's like Rocky is in the Hall of Fame for a reason. You're supposed to bet on the underdog. Davidian, what up? Tell him, Davidian, Jesus was an underdog.
That's
Yo,
why we
what's
picked him.
good? That's what's good. I mean,
What's
um,
good, Davidia?
what's good? Yeah. On to the Tim Tszyu Harrison fight. Yes, I went with Tony. I mean, I know about Tim Tszyu. I know he's, good. He looks just like his father, so I know he's decent. But I was riding with Tony no matter what. I knew he might get knocked out. I seen everybody saying it, but I didn't want to believe it. Um, but yeah, I was riding with him till the wheels fall off, to the brake lights, to the check engine light came on. Like I don't know. I like the way he talked, but he just, I don't know. He just physically he just don't have it no more. But shout out to Tim Tszyu. I mean, he did his thing. He's decent. I mean, the thing for him though is that the real challenge for me, and I feel like everybody else, is Jermell though. So I feel like Jermell is a totally different beast. So
We got to see. Now, I really want to see that fight because I really think Jermell can take Tim out. But I look forward to seeing that fight. Like I say, I was going with Tony even when I was in the back call. I'm like, I'm going with Tony no matter what. I know I shouldn't, but I'm not a better, so I don't have to worry about that. I don't be betting, so I ain't got to worry about nothing. But it's unfortunate. But I'll forever love Tony. He might need to hang it up after this, especially what his big bro said. So yeah, I'm looking forward to that Jermell Charlo because I know Charlo different. Like I think Charlo beats Tim. Tim really gonna have to show me in that fight. Like, yeah, you beat Tony, which in my mind I didn't want to believe that he was gonna beat Tony, but he did. So props to Tim. Give him his flowers now, but that shit ain't gonna last. And you gotta come over to America. Show us what you was talking about. I know you beat Tony, you beat Gachet, but that stops when you fight Charlo because he's to me the best at 154. But great show, and God bless y'all. I love y'all. Peace.
All right, all right. Tampa, Florida, new caller. 9-4. What's up?
No, I was gonna say real quick. I wanted to answer OTKP in the chat. I believe that's my guy. Crying in public is not the new wave, but when I said that about Jermell Charlo, what I meant is I respect a man that wears his heart on his sleeve. And sometimes certain situations you can't be held back and your emotions overcome you, and you still stand as a man in public and you're not afraid. So that's what I meant when I said I respect a man that cry in public. But my bad. Salute to the new caller from Tampa. Let's go.
What up, Tampa? Who's this?
What it do, big homie? Nah, this Bradenton actually though. But
This
y'all
what?
good though. Bradenton, 941.
Oh, Bradenton. Damn,
Yes,
you
sir. I fucks with y'all show,
what's your
man.
name?
Y'all doing your thing, man. My name JR.
JR.
Yes, sir.
Talk to
but
us.
nah, though, man. Yeah. But yeah, man, you can't bet with your heart, man. People know Tony wasn't gonna win that fight. You gotta understand. Tim Tszyu, he walking forward. If you ain't hitting him with shit, he ain't gonna really back down. You feel me? So you can't. He wasn't gonna win that. He ain't really got the power. It ain't that he kind of fell off. It's just Tim Tszyu coming forward and he cut off the ring. The ring was small. Can't really do nothing with that. And then it's like, as far, I just don't feel like he could do nothing with that. But that's all I wanted to say, though.
All right, champ. Well, thanks for calling in. Bradenton, stand up.
Hey, I got a guy, man. I just looked at the rankings. There's a guy, and forget about them two Eastern European guys. You know what I'm saying? Because that ain't going to make no money for Tszyu. Liam Smith. When Liam Smith get done with Eubank, Tim Tszyu.
I guess that's not bad. That's not bad. But again, you guys are mentioning people that are busy, so then now their schedule has to free up, and Tim just fought, so when he's ready to go, whoever he's looking for got to be ready to go.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they make it work. Unless they make it work because of how big the name is, maybe.
Yeah, because I could see Eubanks, stepping aside or whatever that situation is. I'm sure he activated his clause, but he's an entertainer and he knows entertaining. I think they get that shit worked out.
All right, let me go to Victor. What up?
What up, Ness?
What's good?
Well, hey, man, hey, you got to give me extra time. I haven't called in a long time, man, so you got to give me a little extra time, brother. And plus, they're charging me for this call right here, brother. $3 a minute. What, you guys change your phone number or what?
$3 a minute.
JPay chip?
Where the fuck you calling from? $3 a minute.
Yeah, brother. Before I even called that number, man, they said accept this $3 charge every minute. I was like, what the? When did that shit change,
bro?
But the fuck it says Washington.
If If someone is charging you $3 a minute, you better hang up, motherfucker.
Dog, hey, bro, what do you want me to do, bro? Hey, that's what I'm telling you. Give me some extra minutes, man.
Bro,
Shit.
extra
Hey.
time costs money.
Oh, come on,
He already
man.
paid
You know
for it.
what?
Let him rock.
That's whack. That's weak sauce, brother. That's weak.
Bro, you
And you're
already
mad
wasted a
because
whole
I called
minute.
the fuck. I told you.
You
since
literally
day
wasted
one,
a minute.
I told you since day one. I said Tszyu is gonna win, and another thing, Tank is gonna lose, and that's and you know what? That's the reason why they got all this. They got all these this
Stipulations.
shit that they're going on with Ryan, huh?
Stipulations.
Yeah, they got all this shit against fucking Ryan because I told you before we knew this shit, I was going with Ryan. I think Ryan can outbox him. I know it, and now it just proves my point. Look at all this shit. They know it. They know that Ryan can outbox him.
He never gonna outbox
They
him
know
now.
it.
He gonna be weight drained. He gonna be tired.
Well, you know what?
Suck down.
Just like Beef said, I like what Beef said. Beef said is he's still, even with all that, he's still, you know what? And I agree with him. Beef, he said that even with all that, he says that Ryan will still win, and I agree with him. I think he still will win. He still will outbox him. Anyway, man, hey, Ness, love your show, man. Love you, brother. Hey, I haven't called for a long time. It's been years, brother, but here's a short little story right here. I got introduced to your show, what is it, like in 2012? I listened to million podcasts, millions. And I got to your show, and I stuck with you since that day. I listened to you, man. And then you blew up, man. You guys were in New York.
Yeah.
You guys were in New York. And you guys blew up. Now you guys are, big time now. So anyway, man, lots of love. And plus, I have a shirt. Original TVB shirt with me. I bought it a long time ago. So anyway, man, lots of love, and thank you for getting my phone call.
Appreciate you, Victor.
All right, bro.
Champ.
I got Kermit in Maryland, DC area. What up?
Hey y'all, how y'all doing tonight, man?
Straight. How you doing?
Man, Ness, when I was looking at the fight, the sixth round, at the sixth round, it looked like the tide changed a little bit, and I think that's when Tony realized he didn't have enough power to keep that boy off of him. To me, it just didn't look like he knew that that right hand wasn't going to be enough, man,
But come on. You sound like you've been watching boxing longer than me. You could tell, like we could all tell now, Tony not sitting on his punches because he'd rather be moving. He not really sitting on that right hand no more, man. It took Emmanuel Stewart to make him sit on that. And we heard Emmanuel, begging Vladimir to throw the right hand. Like sometimes you need the right trainer in your corner reminding you. And Tony, he not sitting on his punches, man. Sometimes he leaning forward with that right hand too. Like he was bullshitting, man.
Yeah. Now that you say that, Ness, I do.
He not turning that motherfucker over. He ain't throwing that shit like Wilder or nobody. That shit, he bullshitting with that fucking right hand. All night I was begging for that fucking right hand, man. He never let that shit go. That shit was like a loaded gun with a safety on it.
Yeah, man, he wouldn't throw it. I mean, I kept doing the same thing, man. When you gonna throw that right hand, man? I mean, it's just, I don't know. But you know what though? When I saw him get hit, it seemed like he got drunk, man. I mean, when that boy hit him, when he was going to his corner, one of them rounds, it looked like he was, was rocked, man, before, somewhere after the 6th or 7th round, man. But I'm glad he didn't get hurt bad. But you notice when he got hit and he spun around, he was on the ropes just before he got knocked out. When he was on it, he turned around and was facing the audience.
Yeah.
When he got hit, yeah, man, that wasn't a good look, man. I think he should go ahead on and go. Like he said, he enjoyed training. Go on and train, man. Get on out of there before you get seriously hurt. Thanks for taking my call, Ness. See you next time.
Yeah, that shot when he turned his head and he like on the roast, that shit gonna get memed. He gonna be a meme after that. We got a bunch of callers on Blog Talk, which is the 1-425-569-5241 number. Don't forget you gotta press one at least one time for me to know that you're ready to rock and roll. Big Balls Nino, what up?
Yo, Ness was good.
What up?
Kicking and kicking. I watched the fight last night. It ain't it was pretty much what I expected. But I mean, I was going for Tony. That's what I know. I ain't really know Tim too much. Uh, That's y'all or that's me, that background noise.
That probably was me. I took my headset off, put it back on, and I had to close the window.
For sure, for sure. But yeah, like I said, man, I pretty much was going with what I know. I was pulling for Tony, but I don't know, man. Tony looked like he needed to go and hang it up like pretty much everybody else been saying. I wasn't impressed by Tony at all. That first round, he came out pretty sharp with that jab. I like how he was looking, but he ain't had no power to keep that boy off of him. And with Zoo, I mean, shit. From the eye test, he looked decent. His power looked real decent. I think the power real, but I ain't really see too much. I think Charlo could handle that pretty easy from the eye test, but I might be wrong. I gotta go back and watch some more of Zoo. But at the end, I think Tony just shit gave up in the end a little bit, bro, because that shit at the end was ugly, dog. That nigga threw like 8, 9 right hands in a row. Brian ain't even try to put his hands up one time type shit. But it was a decent fight, man. But I got another question. With these ticket prices for this Tank fight, dog, you think they gonna sell that bitch out with the ticket prices so high?
Yep.
I don't know, man. You know how it is. You're going to always be able to get resale tickets. I don't know that you're going to get them at the price you want, though.
I'm trying to tell. I don't know, man, because the people, everybody. I mean, I heard a couple people say they gonna buy tickets, but you know how niggas be lying, bro. Niggas be capping. But 1,000 for the nosebleeds, dog. That
Yeah,
shit
that's
crazy,
crazy.
man.
I ain't doing
I'm trying
that
to.
shit.
I don't even think the fight. I know it's a big ass fight, but it's only like a 2-city press con. They ain't even. You feel they need to have like a 10-city tour or some shit like that if they charging 1,000 for the motherfucking nosebleeds, man. That shit crazy, bro.
Since you used it, you know how niggas do. It's income tax time. They release the ticket sales around income tax time, so people that will make that kind of expenditure, they're gonna make it this time of the year.
Yeah, I mean, but shit, that shit different because shit, like usually on the fights, dog, niggas spending 1,000, they all the way at the bottom, damn near, they on the floor. So it's like you telling them niggas to go all the way up top. The niggas who usually spend like motherfucking 5,000, nigga, you finna be in the middle of the road, like you ain't even
Nah,
finna be down there anymore.
5,000 is ringside. 5,005. You right at the front.
I seen on Twitter, I seen the motherfuckers
Well, again,
going for like 28.
Shit probably got resold. You know what I'm saying? But they was originally $5,000 for ringside.
Understood. But yeah, man, that's all I got on this card, man. I'll go with y'all tomorrow. Y'all hit that like and subscribe button. Keep doing what y'all doing.
All right. Keep in mind on Blog Talk, if you're trying to talk, I need you to hit that one at least one time. That's going to indicate to me you ready to jump on the show, which will get me to go to you and give you that opportunity you need. Like in the 408, who's this?
Hey, Ness.
What up?
What up? Hey, Ness. Hey, man, I had to call you from my house, man. They're charging me $3 per minute on my cell phone. What'd you change your number for?
I ain't changed no number,
man.
Vic. What
you
is you
had me on
talking
wait
about?
for 2 hours, bro. That's like fucking man. You're gonna have to hook me up, man. You can give me more minutes, man. Shit.
Is this Victor the truck driver?
Yes, sir.
Victor.
Yes, sir, man. I've changed many jobs, bro. But I'm still a truck driver, though. Still a truck driver, man. It's hard for me to call in, man, during the day. But hey, believe me, Ness, I listen to your show, and I listen to all the shows. I listen to all the shows. When I first listened to your show, and I like your vibe, I listened to all the other shows prior. I mean, I'm talking about, I think it was like a year or 2 years worth. And man, I'm telling you, man, I'm loyal. I got the original shirt.
DBB, man, you've went a long way, brother, and you know it's a point to me because I liked your vibe, and now look at you, man. And trust me, man, I listened to many shows, and nobody blew up like you, man. So I give you some shit. I'm on you about the picks, but you know your shit. I don't argue with you about what you know, and but your picks, man, is a little weak, bro. Hey, bro, let me tell you, bro, Tszyu was gonna beat him like right off the bat. Ryan Garcia is gonna win. Before I predicted he was gonna beat Tank before this whole hydration. Now with the hydration, just proves my point that they're scared. Look, Tank has been fucking outboxed. His power saves him, and I'm not saying that he can't take fucking Ryan now. Of course he can, but I think that Ryan can if he fights a perfect fight, he can win. And I still believe he can. I like the way Beeb was fucking. You should get Beeb. You should get Beeb back, man. That dude is cool. You guys did it. You guys. I didn't really know how to enjoy you guys back then because I was kind of new, So, but now I understand you guys are, you guys will make a fucking powerhouse, man. You and Beeb. But anyway, man, I just wanted to say, man, give you shit, but it's all love, brother. I love your show, man, and I'm gonna ride with you, and I'm gonna stick with you, even though you piss the fuck out of me all the time. But even though I'm fucking like pulling my hair while I'm driving, listening to your shit, I'm like, fucking Ness, what is wrong with you? But you know what? It's all love, brother. So, just wanted to say that, man.
All right, Victor, we
And
appreciate you, champ. Thanks for calling in. We're going out to Elizabeth, New Jersey. Shout out to Victor, the truck driver, been rocking out since 2012. 908, Elizabeth, who this?
Hello?
Yes, sir.
Hi, big fan of the show. How are you?
I'm good. What's your name, brother?
My name is Michael.
Talk to us,
Call
Michael.
from Elizabeth, New Jersey.
Talk to us, champ.
What up, Mike?
Hey, how are you? I was just calling because I just want to know your opinion, get your take. Would you agree that Ryan Garcia and Tommy Fury are probably the two most handsome boxers right now?
Oh, man, so you called the troll?
No, honest question.
Yeah, I mean, I don't really care about their looks.
You got a sister that's a little more handsome.
No, that's not nice. You got to admit they are gorgeous.
All right, buddy.
Both of them.
Fucking guy.
Yo, dudes be waiting hours to that, but honestly, I'm never
dedicated.
I'm never mad because it's like, yo, you know you made it when motherfuckers will wait hours to prank call you, bro. It's like, yes.
Yo, and even the guy before him, yo, he was cool, but he like a friendly extortionist. Ness, I knew you since you was in New York. I knew you. Like, he gonna come show up somewhere like, Ness, you owe me a meal. Like, you gotta watch these guys, man.
Connecticut, who's this? This is Cliff. What up?
Man, what's up, man?
What's good?
Y'all can hear me over there?
Yeah.
Loud and clear. Connecticut in the building.
Yeah, man. I was disappointed in Tony last night, man. That hurt. That was the worst boxing performance I've seen this year.
Damn.
It was terrible. All he had was an average jab. That's it. He didn't have nothing more than that. And what my problem with it is like, how do you like lie to yourself leading up to the fight? Like you have to know that you didn't have it no more. Like he was completely washed up. He told the dude in all the press conferences that he didn't deserve to be there. His resume was weak, and you crossing the pond, and all the talent is over here. And I could find guys like you at any local gym that I walk into, and da 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 da. And bruh, it was the biggest letdown ever. And he didn't talk as much trash as like he could have though, because he got nasty when he used to like had them press conferences with Charlo. He was a little bit more like reserved than normal, but still like that's just like I hate people who talk and they can't back it up, and it was awful. It was awful. Like Alicia
I
got to
mean,
be
it's a
looking at him
gift and a
different right
curse
now.
though. If he don't talk, then he gets the knock for not talking. You know what I'm saying? Cause Ward didn't talk and we wanted him to talk. He was winning, but he wasn't talking, and that's what we blamed his lack of popularity for.
Yeah. Right. I guess I understand what you're saying, right? Because if you don't talk, the fight don't sell. We not as interested. But God, Lee, be real with yourself. That was bad though. That was the worst. Man, that was a boring fight. I never seen somebody so one dimensional and so washed up. Like that was bad. I don't know if y'all seen any potential or y'all feel like he still should be out there. But I seen a washed up fighter,
Damn.
like completely. Like what did you see? Did you see
I
any
mean,
good signs?
I don't see a washed up fighter, but I see a fighter that needs to retire because his punch resistance isn't there. But like, I mean, the scores were 75-77, champ, by
Yeah,
three
that was
judges.
that.
Not just one.
I
Three of them
when
scored it that way.
Well, they're professional, so I can't really like argue. But on my scorecard, like after he won the first round, in the first round they weren't active. They didn't throw no hands. By then, the fight was pretty boring. A little jab here, jab there. But this guy was just waiting for his
See,
moment.
but that's the
Tim was
thing.
just waiting for
That's
his
the
moment.
thing. List off 5 fighters you love to watch. Key phrase: love to watch.
I'll do it real quick. I love to watch Tank. I love to watch Devin Haney. I love to watch Shakur. I love to watch Canelo. I love to one more Bud Errol Spence. I like Caleb Plant. I could keep going. I love to watch a lot of guys.
I mean, you shocked
Tyson
me. You
Fury.
shocked me. I didn't think you was gonna be that versatile because, when you said a jab here and there, I'm like, okay, this dude obviously don't like boxers, but you putting Shakur and Devin in there. I mean, I think his jab was on point. I think he deserves to win whatever rounds he won based off that jab. If he landed more punches than Zoo because of that jab, then yeah, he should be getting that round unless Zoo landed a big right hand or a big power shot that, you know, obviously was visibly effective and or the biggest shot of the round. But like, you got to score the jab. I mean, Devin won a whole fight with a jab.
Yeah, before you cut me off, let me respond to that. Right, Devin did, but but it was in such a boring fashion because he never followed up anything outside of the jab, and he didn't move with the jab. Like he would take a step to like laterally or backwards after the jab, but it was a small ring, but he couldn't get on his bike. The jab just looked at so one dimensional. It like he had nothing else. And the jab
He
wasn't
definitely wasn't throwing
it
nothing
wasn't
else. I was begging for that fucking right hand.
yeah, me too. And he it didn't come frequently enough. It was like one jab at a time, like barely a double jab. The Devin fight in Australia versus Kimbosa, it was the first one. It was more entertaining to me, even though Devin won the fight with that first fight with just a jab. But I know I love the show. I just finished. I just came from New Jersey to Connecticut, driving a truck. A lot of truck drivers support you. You're the best. You're the best thing for us because you do a nice long podcast every day. So I look forward to turning y'all on and every morning, and then even in the afternoon, you hit us with the double show. So you'll do a great service to guys like me, man. I
You
appreciate it.
gotta drop me a 5-star review and say that, man. Say that exactly for the truck drivers that find it, because a lot of people find me on iTunes. You know, maybe you listen through YouTube, but other people listen through like iHeart, Spotify, TuneIn, iTunes,
Yeah.
and those reviews
I,
help. But yo, I appreciate you calling in, champ. I'm gonna keep these phone lines moving. Thank you, Connecticut. Stand up. We going out to King Gerard. You, you, champ, NFL, NFL. All right. Charles Baker. Charles, what up, Charles?
No, I was gonna say, don't forget to unmute Twitter Spaces.
Yo, this
What
King
up?
I mean, can y'all hear me?
Perfect.
Loud and clear.
What's going on, man? Hey, I just want to add, Ness, I want to ask you this because I mean, I don't bet. I actually went with what you originally said because when you interviewed the brother, meaning the brother of Tony, um, and you were trying to explain to Danny that, the brother was saying that he still had to make Tony go to the gym. And so when I saw that, man, I was like, you know what? I wasn't gonna say nothing on the boxing voice. I wasn't gonna call him, but I was like, Tony's not gonna win. The fact that Ness pointed out that, and Ness, you kept saying it. You kept saying, man, I don't know. Is it the chin? Is it the stamina? But I didn't buy it. But my question to you guys, and you can add this to it, man. You can add on this if you like. But happened with Tony last night. Something mentally was gone. And I know, Ness, you don't watch other sports, but it kind of reminded me, I don't know if you watch other sports, but it kind of reminded me of Ben Simmons, where once somebody loses something mentally, I mean, can Tony come back from that? Because at the end of the day, um, and I don't know. And I ask you two this: what was it? Was it his heart, or was it his stamina? I just don't see Tony coming back from this. 4 knockouts, the same type of way. Um, I don't know. I'll hang up and listen to you guys. But I guess my question to you guys is: does he come back from this? Because what I saw last night, and you can say this in any sport, whether it be boxing, basketball, football, anything. But when you see a guy lose it mentally, I saw something mentally there that it just looks like the guy, he just doesn't mentally have it to continue in boxing. I mean, it looked like Tony lost his confidence completely to me. So I'll
Hey,
hang up. But my question is, and I mean, does he come back from this? This is his 4th knockout.
look, before you hang up, I want to ask you if this analogy fits. Is it like when you say a quarterback, like, yo, when he be hearing footsteps, he be getting all jittery, you know what I'm saying? He start throwing interceptions and getting all wild in the pocket. You talking about like that kind of scenario?
Well, kind of, sort of, but like I said, and I don't know, like I said, I don't know if you guys watch other sports, but Ben Simmons, when he left Philadelphia, he's with the Brooklyn Nets now, I think. And he just lost his confidence completely, where he's not even the same player. And what I mean by that is things that he's usually able to do on the basketball court and things that usually come natural to him, he can't even do anymore. And what I saw from Tony last night was and I've kind of kept up with him too, with Emmanuel Stewart. And I know the brother said that when the daddy died, that Tony lost focus. But I mean, Ness pointed it out when he said to the brother, "I don't know, man. The fact that you got to make your brother go to the gym." But when Ness said that in that interview, I said to myself, "I think Tony." athletes. When you mentally don't do the things that you're supposed to do, you know, that's it after that performance. So I'll hang up and maybe you guys can, elaborate on that. But I don't know if Tony can come back from this.
All right, Charles. I mean, you going first?
Yeah, man. I think first of all, Harrison, I think everybody around him needed him to see him in this position, meaning they can go back and say, yo, we got our pride. You know how that ride on the way home, be quiet. You know what I'm saying? But you be like, yo, you all right though. He can hang it up, focus on training. You know what I'm saying? I guess if this was the itch he had to scratch, you know what I'm saying? This is it for him. So can he come back? No, he can't, and he should not.
I disagree. I can always find a fight to get a fighter. I feel like I'm a matchmaker at heart. I think Tony versus Danny, Tony versus Thurman, Tony versus welterweights. That's still available for him. Those are money fights, name fights that he'll probably still get knocked out in, but it won't be, detrimental to his motherfucking life. You know what I'm saying? We still want to see Tony with his family, but I could see Danny maybe stopping him at 54 and maybe even Keith, even though Keith couldn't stop Barrios, but we don't know, we don't know how that's going to play out.
But see, my problem with them fights still is that, like the Carl alluded to, we might think the fight is entertaining, but if this is the same Tony Harrison that shows up, worst case scenario, he's in there fighting with Keith Thurman. Keith, I don't remember
but you don't think that version of Tony, last night's version, he'll like you sure Danny beats him?
Again, I don't know.
But that's my point. Does Danny beat him?
You know what, the last version of Danny that I seen against Benavidez Jr., absolutely.
Word.
And it's funny because Danny was calling for that fight, and Tony Harrison was saying, "Oh, I'm too big for him. I drowned Danny." Yeah, it's funny how that shit turned out. So yeah,
I don't know, man. I remember that Harrison. I mean, I remember that Lamont Peterson fight and that Mauricio Herrera fight. I don't know that Danny won a motherfucker that pops the jab. And yeah, last night's Harrison wasn't throwing the right hand, but he was popping the jab.
And that same jab you was talking about, that's kind of a lean forward, not necessarily a real pop that would keep somebody like Danny who's trying to, get the timing on this. I don't know. Now, maybe the natural size could be a deterrent because Danny, you know what I'm saying? They give him generous height. What they tell us, he 5'9" generously and shit, so, that might be an issue. But I don't think it's this version of Harrison against the Danny Garcia that I saw against Benavidez Jr. Nah. I'm going with Danny.
I mean, yeah, to get a what? Decision win? If that, I don't know. Bro, listen, Tony's only losses come by knockout. You ain't outboxing Tony.
But Tony not going to outbox because Tony didn't box in moments. He didn't even think to hold when he got hit.
Yeah, but that's different. That's like we questioning whether or not he trained off the interview. We know that based off LJ's, conversation with us. It's like, damn, did he train? But like, my man get a full camp with Danny. Like, you still pick. I'm shocked you picking Danny on Mothers. I'm shocked.
But you don't think he would have been motivated?
Danny out here trying to fight Laura too. I can't wait to see what happens next. I think it's gonna be Gennady Golovkin versus Berlanga. That's why Gennady vacated the belt because the zone offered him the bag. They're gonna do it in New York City. Remember, Gennady's notorious for doing good ticket sales in New York City. Sold out the Garden, the big room with Lemieux. Put him in there. June with motherfucking Berlanga. No belt necessary, bro. Listen. What's my man name? Ward and the other dude, they fought like 3 times, and I think they only had one belt one time.
Yeah, and Triple G, he gonna bring out the whole Brighton Beach, Brooklyn, all the whole Eastern European constituency. You know what I'm saying?
So then on the other half, it's gonna be Laura Danny. It's gonna be Laura Danny. If I was Danny, you know what I'm saying? I'll take me a Harrison. Laura still got it.
Yeah, yeah, Laura. I mean, but I think Laura beats Danny though. Like Danny wilding with that one.
Nah,
I
and
don't know
Laura
what to think.
I was about to say out here, but he out there in Vegas getting right with Silas. You know what I'm saying? He been right with Silas. He ain't been looking bad in these last fights.
Nah, man. Yeah, I don't know. We got any more callers?
Yeah, man. But if you got to cut out, go ahead and do that, man. I know it's late. I got NFL trying again.
Yo, Nusk, you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Oh, all right. Yo, I watched that fight last night. I ain't gonna lie. I gave the first round to Tony, and then the whole rest of the fight went to Tim.
Come on,
Bro.
man.
I seen what Tony was trying to do. He was popping the jab, but the ring was just way too small for him, so he couldn't move like he wanted to. That's why I think if Charlo and Tim fight, Charlo gonna beat him for real. He gonna be an A side. They definitely not gonna have that little ring like that. Charlo gonna be able to move, counter him. That's an easy fight for him.
I don't know, man. I mean, I guess. I just didn't see Zoo beating on Harrison on the ropes. I seen Harrison putting himself on the fucking ropes.
Right, because he ain't had nowhere to move because the ring was just so small. Every time he took 2 steps back, boom, hit the ropes. He couldn't really get off of it too much.
I feel like it was a lack of right hands and a lack of motherfucking pivots. You said it. 2 steps back, boom, because he ain't fucking pivot. Take 1 step, pivot, then take 2 steps back. Like he wasn't.
He definitely didn't let go of that right hand either.
He ain't do none of the shit he did in the Sergio Garcia fight. That shit was super disappointing, bro.
Hey, caller, let me ask you right quick. Who you think? Because Nessa asked me. I said I got Danny. The last version of Danny we saw against Benavidez Jr. versus this version of Harrison. Who you got?
I got Danny. I ain't gonna lie, I got Danny.
Bro, you know we talking about Danny Garcia, right?
Yeah, I got Danny.
Yeah, he ain't tripping. Baltimore ain't tripping.
Oh, I mean, that's what it is. He close to Philly, yo.
Man, I don't know. I got Danny. When I seen the Benavidez Jr. fight, I was like, Danny, he looked cool at the weight. He ain't got as much power as I thought he could. I thought he was gonna finish him, but all right. But nah, Danny been coming up in the weight for a while. Tony Harrison out the door for real. Let's be honest.
Oh man, damn, y'all think.
But real quick, I want to talk about the Tank fight and this catch weight though.
They love that fight.
Man, I feel like all boxing fights should have a catch weight. If we being honest. Cause all right, look, they fighting at 136. Technically, that's a junior welterweight fight, correct? It's over. It's over the 135.
Yeah, it's over 35. Hell yeah.
So look, all right. So 136. I'm giving you 10 pounds. That's up to 146. Any more than that, now you in welterweight. Come on now, like we fighting that junior welterweight.
Come on,
but I gave you 10 pounds.
But Barrios is a welterweight. So bottom line, like we all from the street, we know what this says. He's scared of this dude. He not scared of the other dude. It's simple. It's simple.
He ain't scared. He definitely ain't scared.
Come on, man. This
listen,
like that time on the block.
This ain't that, Ness. This ain't that. You
Nah,
know what this
is that.
I got the thing in the car just in case.
Nah, listen, hit me out. Cause he fought Barrios at 140, right?
He weight training champ.
Right after he fought Leo at 126. So he had to choose like which weight am I most comfortable at. He said y'all most comfortable at 135. That's why I'm fighting it.
Yeah. That's true.
So what's the issue?
The issue is this. This the issue. You moved up and fought a real champion at 140, and you did not put any restrictions on him. He is a champion, and he was a natural 140. He was there. He was defending. You asking a teeny bopper from the Disney Channel who never won a belt to motherfucking
Barrios wasn't no real champion. Let's be real. but okay.
I mean, if Barrios ain't no real champ, Tank ain't. They got the same belt, remember?
He not. I'm gonna keep it on it. I ain't gonna lie. Tank is a one division champ. He's a that's my boy though. I'm rocking with him. I'm rocking with him, but you gotta call a
I
spade
don't
a
agree
spade.
with you, man. You win that regular. In my book, you a champ because the regular the one make the mandatories. The regular get recognized by the Hall of Fame. I mean,
Uh,
shit.
I
That
guess you feel me. I agree. Devin Haney got all the real belts. That's you feel undisputed. But I ain't gonna say belts don't matter, but they ain't as important as they seem.
I mean, they not important
Plus the
because Dev
sanctioning
got
fee
them
and all
all.
that.
Dev got them all, so they not important. Nobody don't want that smoke with Dev. So it's like, fuck them
What?
belts.
Be honest, I got Lomo winning, but we ain't gonna talk about that.
Shit.
I'm I'm betting on Lomo.
You got Lomo over Haney?
Yeah, Lomo by decision. Split
Mm.
decision.
Let me write this down. March 12th. It's 9:29 p.m. of 2023.
All right, champ. Let me get to some other callers. We do appreciate you. Jay Ortiz, what up?
Yo, ¿qué pasó? ¿Qué pasones? Can you hear me?
Yeah, I was just lighting up, champ. What up?
Okay. Yeah. Tim Tszyu, good victory. Definitely, I think he's gotten better since the last time since his U.S. debut. I feel like he's got a little bit more technical. Um, I feel like this fight was kind of a stepping stone for him to get ready for that Charlo fight. At least on that level. I know everyone's saying kind of Harrison's kind of washed up, but I don't know. I mean, obviously he's been in some wars, so I mean, it's not like he got blown out there, in the first round. But yeah, it was a good win for Tszyu. Can't wait for that Charlo fight. Don't know if he can beat Charlo, but it's definitely very interesting. I think it is the fight to make at 154. So, but yeah, I think they're gonna fight in the summer, right? I heard something like in the summer, hopefully. But I just want to talk about that ref though. Jesus Christ, man, that dude needs to get fired. Dude, he let like Tony Harrison like 10 punches to the head, bro. Like, bro had his head turned to the crowd and was still receiving punches. I mean, dude, that's literally how people die. So that ref needs to get some sort of punishment or just shit needs to get fired, dude. So yeah, that was bad, man. Like it was so bad that I was kind of turning away from my TV, like holy shit. So, but yeah, man. I mean, do you agree with like I don't know if any callers were mentioning the ref, but do you agree with me, Ness, about the ref kind of did a shitty job on that night?
I
Like really,
mean,
man.
I
Like
mean,
really.
I mean,
That's how people die.
I would
I feel
say
like that dude
yes.
has
I
some beef
would
with
say
Harrison.
yes because I was looking at that shit like, damn, why is he not blocking them shits? Like, and I felt like his brain, I was saying computer. I felt like his computer rebooted. So yeah, I can see why people wanted the ref to jump in. And it was a lot of shots, man. But yo, it's hard for the ref. He trying to give a former champ every opportunity. While he's also trying to be careful. I mean, it's just so much.
Yeah, I guess, but like I mean, it wasn't. I mean, it was a title fight. I was gonna say, but it wasn't really for the titles. But I mean, yeah, it was for the interim. But still, man, like
Nah, but that
Harrison was already done.
interim, brother, that interim is like the key to the door that leads to Charlo. Like,
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I know what you mean, but since I mean, the way I see it, it's not for the titles. I know what you're saying that it's trying to get to. Uh, it's a fight to get to the titles, but I mean, like I said, Harrison's head was turned to the crowd, man. That was, you know, so unnecessary. Like, was that ref Australian? Was he like going for Tszyu or something, or
I don't know, but I'm
did he
pretty
low?
sure it was a WBO sanctioned ref though, because of the belt.
Yeah, man. That's like honestly, man. I mean, it doesn't happen too often, right? But it does happen in the sport where fighters are just receiving too much punishment, man. I never want to see that, man. Like at the end of the day, I know this is like a contact brutal sport, but Jesus Christ, man, like we gotta like do more to step in for like save the fighters from themselves, like or at least someone step in. Like Jesus, man, like that was bad. Like that was just ugly for me, man, to see. Um, if Harrison wasn't washed before to that fight, he's probably going to be washed after this fight now. So, yeah, man, that's how you run career. So, like I said, shitty job on the ref. I mean, I don't know if anyone agree with me, but shit, man, I don't want to see that again. Like, it's just bad, man. So, but yeah, man, that's my call. Can't wait for this fight with Charlo and Tszyu. It's going to be a good one. Hopefully it gets made. Hopefully nothing, politics or whatever gets in the way or injuries. Hopefully, like I said, it's a fight to make at 154. There's not really anyone I see that could probably challenge Charlo, other than I guess just Tszyu, obviously. But yeah, man. So yeah, hopefully it gets made, and that's my call.
All
Thanks for having
right,
the show.
champ. Thank you for calling in, Ortiz. We appreciate you. Tip Bellis, what up?
Yo, what's good, Ness?
What up?
Man, Tony folded on me last night, man. He
On
had
all
the
of
game
us.
plan too. Like, bro, he had that jab established, and he just had to work it in the center of the ring. I don't know why he's fighting against the ropes. And he did that like his last 3 fights. Like he kept putting himself against the ropes rather than fighting in the center of the ring, just like pushing his jab. You know what I'm saying? That's crazy.
Yeah.
Like I was watching Tszyu. Like Tszyu would only get off every time he stopped moving. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't. It looked like Tony had sex before the fight. I ain't even gonna hold you. That motherfucker legs is not working, bro. He started standing still. He wasn't getting off. He was just moving his head, but it wasn't. Nah, I don't want it. Nah, matter of fact, keep it. Yeah, but he wasn't doing nothing with it. Shit's crazy. That shit blew me, man. And then I see people complaining about the ref. Like, listen, if y'all watch that Charlo 2 fight, y'all wouldn't argue that stoppage or what the ref did, because we were complaining about how the ref shouldn't have stopped the fight in the Charlo 2 fight, and it was kind of like the same thing here, but instead he was getting hit a little bit flush. Yeah, but that's it. That's my call, Ness.
All right, Tip. Appreciate you. Rona.
Yo, Ness.
What up?
You can hear me? What's good?
Straight.
What's good? I just wanted to say, I feel like Tony, man, I was sad, bro.
Wow.
I ain't gonna lie about it. Shed a tear watching Tony get uppercutted like that. I thought he was about to send his ass in the stands. But I think Charlo gonna send Tim back on the stretcher of Australia with that nasty ass buzz cut. I don't think he could beat Charlo, bro. I think Charlo way too. I just think that the power difference is way different than Tim. I think that Charlo is not gonna be scared to fight him on the inside. I don't think he could pressure Charlo how he pressured Tony. But yeah, that's neither there, neither there. But I meant to ask you something. So I know you got your betting show and shit, but do you know if you could bet by rounds on any betting platform?
It
Like,
gotta
can you
be
bet like?
available. It gotta be available. Like that platform that you speak of got to offer that prop bet. That's what it's called. So if they don't
But does it have to
offer,
be for the fight to end?
what do you mean for it to end?
Like, because I was seeing it was like, all right, Shakur Stevenson's in rounds, whatever, on FanDuel, but it had for him to like that fight to end. It couldn't be like he win the round.
Nah, he got to win the fight in that round that you picking.
Oh, okay, so they don't do it by winning the rounds then. Okay, the fight has to stop.
If you want to bet on winning the rounds, you got to bet decision.
Yeah, okay, damn. I was trying to do that with Shakur against Yoshino, but the odds probably would have been crazy.
Yeah, my last question was just so do you think
Rona, we lost you.
you can hear me?
Now,
You can hear me now, bro?
yeah.
Oh, I was saying, do you think that whatchamacallit, you think Devin gonna stay at 35 this year? Because he said I know Bill on your show
I
said
think
that the
so.
belts
I
were
think
staying.
so. I think so. Because if he win,
Mm-hmm.
you know, they got to pay him a lot of money.
Right,
It don't matter. He's a free agent. So if he beat Loma, it's like
right,
he could shop himself around. He got all the belts and he's a free agent. So it's like, what you got, Eddie? What you got, Al? What you trying to
right.
do, Bob? You want me back? So I
Yeah,
I
right.
think I think yeah, like if Bob really want him back, Bob is like, yeah, his 15 million. Fight Shakur next for all the
Okay, I was
belts.
just thinking because I was trying to see if he would fight Shakur because I know Bill Haney said on your platform that they stand, but he said on last platform, H Money Boxing platform that they only had one fight left. That's what I was saying, but I
Yeah,
know my time is up. All right.
the one fight is the Loma fight. That's what I'm saying. So once they win, now they in the position to be like, oh, you want the Shakur fight, Bob? Give me my motherfucking money. You know what I'm saying? Or they in the position to go to a matchroom and be like, what up, Eddie? You want all the belts on the zone? Give me my motherfucking money. JL, what up?
That's nasty. You hear me?
Yes.
Yo, so yeah, man, I'm just listening to the show and about that Tim Harrison fight, man. I thought it was a good fight for Tim. You know, it's obviously a bigger name for him on his resume and his country, Australia. You know, lately, obviously, they've been taking some L's with the Cambosos and even their pound for pound fighter in the UFC. You know, they've been taking a lot of L's, so he kind of, you know, put Australia, I guess, somewhat back on the map. But you know if that was a sold out crowd, do you know?
It looked like it, man. Let me check the email because they sent me an email yesterday. See what that says.
20,000 or something? Or how? Yeah, I was watching it too, and yeah, it definitely did look it was like a sellout, but I mean, I wouldn't know. But yeah, while you're looking at that, yeah, I think Tony might be done after this one.
It
You
was
know, it kind of shows.
11,740
Say that
pro,
again.
11,740 fans.
That's all right. That's a good little number for Tim.
I mean, damn near 12, 11,740. That's 12,000 people. That ain't bad.
That's like what MGM size right there, right?
I mean, MGM, he would have to get another 5,000 in there, which he would. Him and Charlo. I mean, you know,
Easy.
we'll see. He did
But
slip up and say, "I'm coming to Vegas, America." So he did
yeah,
say the fight happening in Vegas.
yeah, yeah. And as far as Tony goes, man, like it's kind of showing that if you're not in the gym, you know, training, then you're gonna get exposed. And look what happened to Jerry Hurd. You know, like he was out, you know, several months. And I mean, although that fight was a little different, you know, because it was a little closer and it was a doctor stoppage, but you know, they've both been out of the ring for a while, and you know, they both took L's, and you know, obviously they're far past their prime, so yeah, it kind of shows like you better be in that gym and not have your brother forcing you to go, you know.
Word.
And one more thing, man, Diego Pacheco, what do you think's next for him?
Berlanga.
You don't think he gets Rosado if he loses?
Uh, why?
Golden Boy. I mean, I was thinking,
I
obviously,
mean,
he's not
yeah,
gonna fight Benavidez.
If Rosado loses, like let Rosado get a win. Damn, it's like
Now, have you
my
seen?
man like a prostitute. It's just one jump on him, the other one jump on him. What the fuck?
That's
I mean, that's
nasty.
basically what he's fighting
Bruh.
for now. Just the money. He
I
obviously don't
mean,
got no
yeah,
shot.
but let that man get it. Like, yo, they don't even want him to get a Toonie Tune. Let him go to Mexico and get a Looney Tune, or go to DR, you know what I'm saying? Have a little pina colada and a tune up. Shit. Y'all trying to destroy my mans. Yo, I fuck with Rosado too. We need him to live, baby.
Who would you got winning in that fight, Berlanga Pacheco?
Oof.
Because I
I
don't know, you
think
probably seen
Pacheco would
Berlanga.
be the
He's been
favorite.
training.
I think Pacheco would be the favorite.
Yeah, Berlanga's been looking nice in his little Instagram videos. He's been looking like he's been putting in work. He looks a lot quicker.
Hopefully.
But I mean, that's my call, man. I appreciate the dope content. Keep killing it out there, man.
Appreciate you, man. Thank you for calling in. That is everybody. Yo, I mean, I heard about this spot called the Championship Rounds, B. Where they can find it at?
Find it on YouTube, the Championship Rounds with yours truly, the King, of Essex, where we talking boxing. Slow it down a bit, you know what I'm saying, and take things at a little bit of, slower pace, rotate in and out. I had the skipper on there, Nestor Gibbs.
Yes,
Definitely go and check that out, man. Great interview. And definitely I got content on Instagram as well, King of Essex.
That's right.
And on Twitter, King of Essex one as well, man. So, but this the motherland, y'all, the boxing voice. So as long as the skippers is still got this thing alive, I'm out here with y'all, man.
Yo, catch us on the next one tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 9 a.m. Eastern. We out here. Enjoy the rest of y'all weekend. Catch us tomorrow morning. Peace.
Salute.